you still have to get a fact checker to make sure if I'm lying or not. Heck, what the F?
Idudulog ko po sa inyo kung ano yung nawawala sa mga bata kapag masyado na sila sa social media. Unang-una na yung kabataan nila. Dahil ang mga bata po ngayon, sad to say, kung kayong magagalit sa akin, ako, maraming batang magagalit siguro, pero pasensya na kayo. You are weak. Tayo po'y nandito lahat para magtulungan. Kaya hinihingi ko po ang inyong suporta ngayong araw na to. At ako po ay nagpapasalamat at kayo po ay nagsidatingan ngayong araw na ito. Bago po ako magbigay ng panimulang salita, nais ko muna pong bigyan ng oras ang aming idol, Senator Raffy Tulfo.
Salamat po, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, yeah, thank you po, Mr. Chair. Nandito ba yung, Mr. Chair, ang Facebook at saka TikTok? Oh, they're here. Yeah, okay, I talked to them before. And meron na po kasing lumalalang problema. Siguro, Mr. Chair, maging kayo nakaranas ng ganito. Yung bang deep fake na mga post, mga videos, we're having a hard time asking them, Mr. Chair, na para i-take down. There were so many instances in my case, alam naman po ng Facebook na hindi ko sinabi yung isang statement doon na patungkol sa isang politiko. And yet, nagpalabas na ako sa Facebook page ko na I didn't say it. So therefore, I asked Facebook, Meta, to please take it down because hindi ko sinabi yon. Dahil yung statement na yun, Mr. Chair, kasinungalingan at magagalit talaga yung politiko na itinutukoy doon na dating politiko. Buti pa yung TikTok agad-agad na take down. Pero yung Meta, hindi. Ang tanong ko, bakit po? Ba't hindi ma-take down yun? Post ako sa Facebook page ko na fake news to. Hindi ko sinabi to. And then I reported it to Meta. But Meta is having second thoughts or does not want to take it down. Bakit po? Tanong ko lang. Hanggang ngayon.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairperson and members of the committee. May I just allow myself to provide an opening remarks first?
I'm sorry, you don't understand it.
I'm sorry, I don't speak.
You want me to say it again in English? I can say it.
That would be helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There is this post in Facebook which is quoting me as having said something against a former politician, which I didn't say. It was a total lie. They made it up. And so what I did, I post it on my Facebook account stating that this is fake news. Don't believe this. Be careful because this is a lie. And then after that, I went to Facebook and told Facebook about it and asked from Facebook to please take those accounts. They're all nothing but fake news. But Facebook refused to take it down. The question is, why? So you follow me, sir? Okay, thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairperson, allow me to provide just a brief opening remarks and I'll respond to Senator Tulfo's question. Good morning, Mr. Chairperson and members of the committee. I'm Bernie Mustafa, Head of Public Policy for Indonesia and Philippines. I'm appearing today on behalf of Meta. And at the outset, Meta wishes to extend its sincerest apologies for the absence of a representative at the committee's public hearing held on December 15, 2025, regarding Senate Bill 191, 1441, and 1490. Please be assured that there was absolutely no intention to disregard or impede the committee's important legislative work. As communicated in our letter dated December 17, 2025, Ms. Claire Amador, the recipient of the committee's invitation, was no longer affiliated with Meta at that time. The company was then in the process of appointing a new head of public policy for the Philippines, a process that has since been completed with the appointment of Gio Tingson, who joined the Facebook Philippines representative office on January 5, 2026, as head of public policy for the Philippines. Mr. Tingson leads the public policy function locally and will facilitate coordination between this committee and Meta Platforms Inc. For today's hearing, I'm also here as Meta's resource person and will be answering the committee's questions. Thank you, Chairperson and members of the committee. Meta deeply values its relationship with the Philippine government and respects the Senate's vital role in addressing the challenges of online misinformation. Now, allow me to respond to Senator
Yes,
Tulfo.
please.
So, we take misinformation very seriously. We do have policies in place to address misinformation. As I understand from my brief conversation with Gio, that we have already taken some actions on some of the reports that was reported to us on some of the content. However, there are particular types of misinformation that are a little bit more challenging. I think the issue with misinformation itself, it is a challenge in the sense that Meta is not the arbiter of truth. So we do not determine whether a piece of content is false or truth. We have processes in place and we do follow those processes that require some time. It's not our intention to impede the flow of reports and our actions. In this regard, when it comes to misinformation, particular misinformation that does not violate community standards, we refer the particular content to our fact checkers. In this case, we are collaborating with Philippines fact checkers, including Rappelers and FP and
that I never said that thing that has been being said in some TikTok, in Facebook accounts.
yes,
All
again,
those fake lies, fake news. What do I have to do?
again, we don't shift the burden of proof to the users or whoever posted that particular
No,
content.
no, no. Just answer me, sir. What do I have to do to prove to you that post, those posts are all fake news? What do I have to do?
Simply reporting to us, sir.
I did report it to you. I reported it to you several times for so many weeks already, for crying out loud.
Yes.
But you never did anything. Unlike TikTok.
Yes, so we follow the process in terms of...
Sir, do you understand English?
Yeah, absolutely.
You keep saying you follow procedure.
Mhm.
And I did follow your procedure as well to report, and I did report to you those fake news accounts, those fake news statements.
Yeah.
And I even posted for the end time, I posted that fake news item on my Facebook account to tell that this is fake. I never said this. I disowned it. That should be enough for you to take it down, just like what I did with TikTok, and TikTok did take it down.
Yes, we will follow through with that request. Absolutely.
Please,
We will
pinatagal
follow
mo pa eh. Can you do that, sir?
through. Yes, we'll follow through and we will report back.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ay, wala na po.
Sir Bernie Mustafa, brother, I will show you some example of the fake news that is being done to us. And I want you to know that this is very political. This country is very political. And what is being done to us is not only to us, especially to the ones who are, especially to the president also.
Yeah.
We have also, our president is also being attacked politically. So we just need to understand the situation. That yes, you have fact checkers, but the only problem with the fact checkers is, I think and we believe that they are also politically inclined, and some of them are identified with the other party. So when they fact check some of the senators who are inclined with them, it's very fast. The next day. But with us, who is not inclined with them, it takes us how many reports to the Meta before Meta do something. So we'll give you an example. It says here that never that I became a negotiator for the government, for the peace process. That is a big lie. How many times did I go to Mindanao and I was being sent there to stop the fighting? One time I was, it was even in the international news that I was sent by the government to talk to the Abu Sayyaf. And then one time the fact checkers, they will just say I was lying. Never that it happened. So many times we reported that to Meta, my brother, but never. Nobody ever said no. We were wrong. Senator Padilla was really a negotiator. Never. The last time we have some in Facebook, they post again that we are encouraging people to do online gambling, and we were fighting online gambling here. They are saying that we are. This is the example that I am endorsing on online gambling. Just a few weeks ago, they said that I am attacking the Catholic religion. I was feeling, wow. I was once a Catholic. So why will I attack the Catholic religion? I am for peace. And we reported it again, and it's still there. So my brother, there is really a problem. And the way I look at it, this is very political. So I hope Meta can do something about this. The platforms, Facebook and any platform that is, I think, one of your platforms, they are always politically it is being used. And I hope that you can do something about this, because it's about a personal attack. It is a political attack. If it's about our policies, it's okay. No problem with that. But if it's already religious, and if it's already personal, private, I think that is too much. And that is being done also to Senator Tulfo and all other senators who are not inclined with your fact checkers. Even Senator Marcoleta, he is also being attacked. Our Senate President, Vicente Soto III, is also being attacked. So I hope, my brother, this will be taken seriously by Meta. This is not an attack. We are not attacking you. We are all Facebook users. Senator Tulfo has 20 million, 30 million.
22 million.
22 million. I have 9 million. So we are with Facebook for so many years. And we love doing live also with Facebook. But I hope you could also protect us from political attacks. It is being used against us, sir.
And to add what Senator Robin Padilla said, Mr. Mustafa, in 2028 there will be a national elections. Okay, so right now there are some people who are using Facebook as a platform to attack the politicians or candidates that they perceive to be their enemies. You have to watch out for that. I'm just telling you, just like what Senator Robin Padilla said, it is going to be political in the next few months or even in the next couple of years. So be vigilant, and please, I want you to really think about what is good for Meta. Okay, but before I continue, can you see that? That's the President of the Philippines. Can you take that down right now? Or you need to fact check? And everybody knows that's a lie. That's deep fake post. And you know that. And why are you not taking it down? So you need a fact check? For crying out loud. God damn. Please answer. Our president is being disrespected here.
Allow me, Mr. Chairperson. For this particular, I think it's already been in process.
In process?
In process of...
Son of a gun. Why not take it down immediately?
Again, it has
That's
to go through
bullshit.
stages, but we are in the process of...
No, it's being... Something else. No, I'm not gonna buy it, Mr. Mustafa. You know for a fact that that's a lie, that's fake news.
Okay.
Why would the President of the Republic of the Philippines be disrespected like this and you allow it?
Okay.
And everybody knows that's a lie. And you know that's a lie. But you said there's a process before this will be taken down. Shame on you. Okay, the ACT would like to say something. Secretary, Mr. Chair, your indulgence.
Commissioner Secretary Henry. Sir.
Mr. Chair,
Opo.
Mr. Senator, with this specific post, and I can vouch for this one of the very few times na medyo mabilis na may action nila, they took it down because this is blatant deep fake and fake news, definitely. I haven't met Mr. Mustafa yet, first time seeing him, but I've been interacting with Attorney Gio since last week. In fairness, since Attorney Gio joined, kasi nawalan sila, Mr. Chair, ng regulatory head. Yung regulatory head nila lumipat. Since Attorney Gio joined, medyo bumilis. But that's my concern. Parang nagiging hindi system-driven ba? Depende sino kausap mo. So, medyo nag-okay ng konti, pero hindi pa rin dun sa level na gusto po natin, Mr.
Secretary Aguda, no, it's been 1.5 weeks now.
Yes.
February 2 it was posted.
That's right.
And until now, it's still there. And he said it's being processed. Come on, take it down, Mr. Mustafa. Our president is being disrespected blatantly. And you're not doing anything about it? And you said you're still processing it? Come on, take it down. God damn it.
Mr. Chairperson, I think based on the latest information I received, it's already been addressed, so it's already been taken down.
But it's not being taken down. It's still in there right now, even while we speak. It's still there.
We'll take
Take it down already.
We'll take a long to verify whether it's been taken down or not. But what we understand it's already been taken down. Might be some other assets that still have this, so that we have to adjust that as well. So once we've taken down particular content that's violating, then we can obviously expand it to other content that has the identical type of
But
misinformation.
Mr. Mustafa, that's a blatant attack against our president.
Yeah.
Not just an ordinary a person.
Yeah.
It's the president, it's the leadership of our country that's being attacked blatantly, and yet you're not doing anything about it. You let it go, and you said it's being processed, and there's a process, and there's a fact checking, and etc. etc. No, you know for a fact that that's fake, the fake post. You should take it down immediately. Why allow it to go for more than a week?
Taking it down, but if there are identical content that are exactly like that, we will definitely take it.
Attorney Chingson, you're a Filipino, right? Kung Pilipino ka, patigdan mo na yon, yung Pangulo natin binabastos.
Sir, just to report, Mr. Chair, Mr. Senator, thank you for the time. May sa government reporting channel po, ni-report po ito sa amin ng DICT. And upon reporting, all the links, the URLs that had this content were immediately taken down, Mr. Chair. And we did a sweep, an initial sweep after it was first taken down. Posible po na repost po ito with the different account, but definitely
No, sir. 1.5 weeks na yung pinakita ng picture. February 2 na post hanggang ngayon, andun pa rin yung post na yun.
Mr. Chair, may we ask po for the link and we'll immediately take it down.
Thank you.
Salamat.
Yun lang.
Yun lang ang kailangan namin. Sumabahaba pa si Mr. Mustafa parang parang gulay to I'm sorry, Mr. Mustafa. I'm sorry. I apologize to you and to the chairman of this committee because I'm being emotional. I can't take it anymore. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of seeing all these deep fake posts, fake news, and you guys are not doing anything about it when in fact it's in your hands. You have the power to take it down, but you don't want to use that power. And that really what pisses me off, sir.
My brother Bernie Mustafa, what we are trying to say is all of this fake news is messing our country. So it is one way of begging you to do something, brother, because this is too much already. Too much of this is not helping our country, and too much brainwashing, too much of everything. So really rely on you on this to help us, brother. Thank you. Sir, Secretary Henry, ano po ba ang aksyon natin dito sa mga fake news na ito? Kasi ang alam ko, didak na tayo, di ba? Gusto na ng Presidente din talaga ito matapos. Ano po ba ang aksyon ng DICT po?
Mr. Chair, with your permission, I have a short opening statement lang naman.
Kahit mahaba, sir, basta matapos natin yung deepfake.
So Mr. Chair, mga ginagalang na senador, magandang umaga po. Ang pagdinig natin ngayong araw ay naglantad ng isang mahalagang katotohanan. Ang fake news ay hindi lang usapin ng pananalita o opinion. Ito ay nagsisilbi ngayong gateway crime po. Ang fake news sa internet ay hindi basta maling balita. Kadalasan, ito ang simula ng mas malaking krimen. Dito nagsisimula ang panlilinlang na humihila sa mga tao, lalo na sa mga kabataan po, papunta sa illegal na sugal online, mga financial scam, at sa bandang huli sa pag-abuso at pagsasamantala ng mga bata po online. And Mr. Chairman, isipin nyo lang po, bakit hirap ang Meta na tanggalin to? Negosyo po nila to. Ang negosyo po nila, ganito po kalaki kinikita nila. Between 20 to 30 billion sa Pilipinas po. Tanungin nyo na lang po magkanong tax binayad nila. Kayo na lang po, Mr. Chair, magtanong yan. Ang kumikita nila para sa tambayan po, sa bawat 10, ganito po ang business model ng mga social media platform. Views translates into ad revenue. So kumikita sila sa ad revenue. Siyempre, pag maraming nanonood ng isang bagay, mas makakapagbenta ka ng ad revenue. Ito po ay pagsasaliksik lang po namin, sa bawat 10 views po, kumikita sila ng piso. Kaya po, kung lalo na sa inyo, Mr. Senator, 20 million followers, tignan nyo na lang po yan. Pagka 20 million ang tumingin sa inyo, 20 million pesos kagad kinita nila in potential ad views. Ganyan po natin tignan yan. And bakit po si TikTok madaling kausap? Papatunayan ko rin po yan. Nung kinausap ko TikTok, wala akong problema sa kanila. Hindi ganun kalaki ad revenues nila. So dalawa pong platform ang malaki ang ad revenues natin. Facebook, under Meta, YouTube, under Google. Pinagkakakitaan po tayo sa bawat pagtingin natin sa content nila. May content na maganda, kaso nga lang, fake news sells fast eh. Dahil dito, buong-buo ang suporta ng DICT po sa isang komprehensibong batas na tutugon sa fake news, magproprotekta sa mga bata at maglilinaw sa accountability ng mga platform. May mga konting suggestion po kami. At ito po naman napag-usapan din po kahapon sa LEDAC yung iba po nito. Mr. Chair, magalang po namin i-rekomenda sa committee na isama ang mga sumusunod na probisyon sa pagbuo ng committee report po. Una, mandatory local legal presence sa mga platforms. Dapat po nasa jurisdiction natin sila. Kami po naman sa CICC, kasama po ang mga law enforcement agency, hindi po namin sila mabot. Ang nagagawa lang po namin, pag blatant na talaga, kasama ko po si Commissioner Ella, blocking po. So binablock namin. Para lang maintindihan po ng mga tao, pag nag-block po kami ng Facebook, hindi nyo makikita buong Facebook. Tatamaan po dyan yung mga nagkakalakal na kababayan po natin na disente naman na nagnenegosyo. Kaya hirap po kami. Hindi namin madukot yung content, hindi namin madukot yung account holder sa loob po ng platform. Kailangan po sila yon. Kaya kami naman po, pag nangyari yan, meron nga yung community standards pero minsan hindi sila sumusunod. Pangalawa po, notice and action mechanism na may due process. Notice, pag binigay namin, huwag na sila makidebate. Ang sabi nga po kanina, bakit ba yung naargabyado ang magpapatunay na naargabyado siya? Yung fake news na nga eh. Diba? Pangatlo po, penalties for willful inaction pagkatapos ng notice. Pag nagbigay po tayo ng notice from a verified source na fake talaga yan, huwag nyo nang ipasa sa fact checker. Pampatagal lang po yan. Tandaan nyo po, 10 views, piso ang kita niyan. So i-delay lang po nila yan. Pang-apat, sana po makabuo tayo ng tinatawag natin na Digital Safety Authority na naka-attach. Sana po kung pagpapamanyum nyo po sa DICT. Isa po ang halimbawa nito na ginawa na natin before, yung Optical Media Board. Yung Optical Media Board, binabantayan po nila yung mga napapanood nyo sa DVD, CD, VHS. Sana ganun din po tayo sa content. Dapat makita rin po natin kung angkop po sa kabataan at sa main population po yung mga content. Yung mga content po na hindi angkop dapat po hindi pinapayagan. Panglima at panghuli po, mas malakas na age-based protection para sa mga bata. Ginawa na po yan sa Australia, ginawa na po siya sa France, sa Spain. Ang ibig pong sabihin nito, kapag minor, huwag nating i-expose masyado sa social media dahil yung sa pag-aaral po, kita na natin incidents of bullying, incidents of suicide, incidents of USAIC. Huwag na po natin pabayaan na may isa pang kabataang mabibiktima dahil dyan. Mas maganda po na may parental guidance po ang paggamit po ng social media. Mas maganda rin po bumalik ang mga kabataan natin sa pagbabasa ng libro. Dahil at sports at balik po tayo sa mga nakagawian po natin. Opo. Kapag pababayaan natin ang fake news, hindi lang maling impormasyon ang kakalat, krimen ang susunod. At hindi lang po yan. Mahilig po sila sa tinatawag natin na rage bait. Rage bait po, gustong-gusto po nila pinag-aaway ang mga tao. Ang social media naman po, ginawa po yan para magsama-sama ang mga tao eh. Ngayon, na nangyayari, pag pinabayaan mo ang social media, nag-aaway-away na po tayo. May mga mag-asawa, mag-aaway dahil na rage bait yung opinion. Huwag naman po, dahil pagkaganyan ng ating lipunan, wala na lang mangyari kundi mag-aaway na lang tayo. So let the social media be naman a tool for bringing people together. Ngayon na po ang panahon para kumilos habang may momentum, nagkakaisa ang ating mga diwa at malinaw na malinaw po ang hiling po ng taong bayan. Nag-survey na po kami at nag-consultation na rin po kami. 7 out of 10 ng nakausap namin gusto talaga i-regulate to. May isa na lang po akong dagdag para malaman nyo po yung negosyo nito. Natanong po ni Senate President, bakit ba hindi natin pwede i-verify yung mga tao dyan? Pwede naman po. Yun nga lang, and these are our friends from Facebook, bakit kailangan ka magbayad para ma-verify ka na totoong tao? So, ibig sabihin nun, pag hindi ka totoong tao, libre ka. Pag ayaw mong pakita yung personality mo dahil baka may gagawin ka na hindi ka nais-nais, libre ka. Bakit pag totoong tao ka at gusto mong masabi sa buong mundo, ako po, si Henry Aguda, may checkmark po ako. Bakit ako kailangan magbayad? Hindi ba dapat pwede ko i-volunteer? Yun lang po, Mr. Chair, ang ang opening statement po namin.
Maraming salamat po. Napakaganda po. Nakausap niyo na po ba ang Meta tungkol dito? Kung sa mga bagay na to?
Nako,
Opo.
Mr. Chair, ano ko po yan? Ay, nako, best friend ko po yan. Para po kaming frenemies. Kung i-share ko lang po, last year po kasi, nandun din po ako sa Comelec Advisory Council. So kami rin po yung nagbabantay ng automated election. So sinuwerte po ako at na-appoint po ako bago mag-Mayo. So, ang daming fake news kumakalat. Kailangan pong bantayan natin ang election process from fake news kasi nakakagulo ang dami po. At umabot na po ako sa punto na sumulat po ako mismo kay Mr. Mark Zuckerberg. Sumagot naman po. Hindi sa Facebook. Nagpadala po ako ng traditional postmail. Papakita ko po sa inyo. Kakaiba nga Sa Facebook, hindi po siya sumugot diretso. Pero nagpadala po siya ng mga emisaryo. Medyo humupa. Pero yun po yung nakikita namin. Pagka ganyan, nagtutulak ako, huhupa, tapos biglang, siguro, pag nangangailangan ng revenue, tataas ulit. Negosyo po yan. Mahirap po ang trabaho nilang dalawa. Kasi po, ang may control dyan, yung mga boss nila, na sumasagot, magkano ba kita natin ngayon? Yun ang problema po dyan.
Now, naintindihan ko na nga yung sinasabi ni Secretary Aguda. I do agree with him totally. Pero may magagawa naman sila. Pwede naman silang magsalita doon sa kanilang mga boss. Sabihin nila, ito kasi yung sitwasyon sa Pilipinas, ito yung kultura, iba ito kaysa sa mga ibang bansa. They can always preach that kind of thing doon sa mga bosses nila sa Meta. But they're not doing it because they're afraid. So in that case, hindi sila karapat-dapat sa posisyon. Ito si Mr. Mustafa. So hindi niya pala kayang i-vouch tayo doon sa boss niya sa Meta. See? So I have nothing against Mr. Tingson. I have met Mr. Tingson. He's okay. He's an okay guy. But Mr. Mustafa, I'm sorry. This is the first time I've seen your face. Really. I don't have anything personal against you. But please do your job. Please help us. Like what the Senator Chairman said earlier. Please help us. Especially this is the political season where so many people out there willing to attack for a fee, attack any politicians they will deem as the enemy in the coming elections. So you have to maybe make your community standards stricter. That should apply to everybody. Like what Secretary Aguda said, it seems to us, now I understand, that you're all money. That's why, what's it, Sucker?
Mr. Mark Zuckerberg.
Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, tell Mr. Zuckerberg to please, come on, just don't think about money. He's already one of the richest guy in the planet. He doesn't have to be richer because of attacking Filipino politicians or Filipino personalities. I know he doesn't need that much money, but he can help us by, making sure that fake news is not going to be allowed here in the Philippines. And the Filipino people are being protected because I know for a fact, I think the Philippines is number 1 or number 2 Facebook user in the world. Is it number 2 or number 3?
Is it 1 or 2? It's definitely one of the biggest, Mr.
Wow.
Chair. Oo, kaya they love it here.
They love it. They love the Philippines because they make so much money, tons of money from the Facebook users in the Philippines. I think they make money out of these scammers, out of the fake news
Parang ang analysis, Mr. Chair, ang analysis ko po dyan, parang meron kang mall. Di ba kailangan maganda yung advertisement mo sa labas ng mall? Pagka yung advertisement mo din is yung catchy na catchy. Halimbawa, let's say something na maiinganyo mga punta. So pagpasok mo sa mall, ayun, doon ka nabebentahan ng mga bigat.
Mr. Secretary Aguda, Mr. Chair, yung sinabi ni Secretary Aguda, swak na swak yung rage bait.
Mhm.
Yung bang init ang ulo mo parang, nag-aaway to merong away to mag-messaging sila, maraming papasok, malaking kita ng Meta. Example lang sa akin, hindi ko nabanggitin yung pinag-aaway ako ng dating presidente ng Pilipinas. May sinabi ako dun sa dating presidente ng Pilipinas. Wala naman ako sinabi. Syempre, mataas ang views. Ang daming views, pinuputakti. Kasi sabi ko, mag-aaway tong senador at itong dating presidente, pinag-aaway kami. Ayaw i-take down nila kasi sabi ni Secretary Aguda, hanggat hindi mo tinitake down, lalong tumataas ang views. Katulad yan, yung ating presidente, disrespect, nakahubat, tapos merong hinitit kung ano man yun. Gustong-gusto ng mga Pilipino yun, ng mga loko-loko. Maganda to, chismis to. Ayaw nila i-take down kasi sayang din yung kikitain na sabi niya piso kada 10 views. Kasi itong si Zuckerberg, puro pera nasa isip. But sir, I'm sorry, I'm really hurt on behalf of other Filipinos. the President of the Republic is being disrespected on social media, and you guys have the power to do something and take it down, but you're not. So it hurts us, especially me, because, like I said, I'm a Facebook user, and I've been with you for more than 10 years, and now I have 22 million followers. But I'm not making money from my Facebook account, mind you. I'm not. You guys are making. No, my Facebook account, 20 million, is not monetized. I never earned a single penny from my Facebook account, but Facebook does by the millions. You know that, sir. Yeah.
May,
Good.
Yusek Renato Aboy Paraiso, sir, ng Cybercrime Investigation Coordinating Center. Sir?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sir, just on the point po ni Senator Raffy Tulfo na nagagamit po yung mga social media pages natin to promote scams po. Yun ho yung gusto kong pag-usapan din with the social media pages kasi kagagaling ko lang din ho sa kabilang committee for illegal gambling ho. Tama ho sila. Even ho yung mga illegal gambling sites na yan, yung mga scams na yan, nakakapasok ho because of the sponsored feature po ng mga, ibig sabihin nag-a-advertise sila. So even yung mga illegal gambling tsaka yung mga yung illegal sabong ho, online sabong, nakikita ho natin na po-promote because of the sponsored sites so ng mga social media pages natin at siguro kailangan naman mapag-usapan na mag-self-regulate pagdating sa mga ganun po, Mr. Chair.
Okay, makasinip pa, Mr. Chair. Okay, marami akong kaso, Mr. Chair, sa Raffy Tulfo in Action na mga bata nagpakamatay dahil nabubuli. And nireport na nung mga magulang ng bata yung pambubuli sa Facebook para i-take down, and yet Facebook doesn't want to take it down. Makonsensya dapat tong Facebook na ito doon sa mga namatay ng mga kabataan. I'll say it in English. There were so many cases that I've handled in my radio program where parents of children will come to me because the kids were being bullied online using Facebook as the platform, and then the parents have been calling Facebook and said, Facebook, please take it down because our kids can no longer take it. Our kids are already depressed. And Facebook said, now we're gonna go through a process. We're gonna process it. We're gonna do some fact checking. Even before that fact checking happens, the children took their own lives. They committed suicide. And I'll put that on your shoulder, Facebook. The lives of these kids that were taken away because of bullying, that would be your responsibility. I'll put it on your shoulders. Because if you only acted immediately after the parents did communicate to you, then those kids wouldn't have committed suicide, sir. Do you follow me, sir? Yeah. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids that already committed suicide because of bullying on Facebook. And then the parents did communicate to Facebook and told Facebook about what is happening to the children. The children are undergoing depression, but Facebook wouldn't listen until the kids committed suicide because they can't take it anymore. And that's what happens, sir. And also, there are instances where adults would communicate with children, minors. And these kids were being abused by these adults using Facebook as the platform. And then again, the parents of these kids being abused online, being harassed online by adults, the parents of these children would communicate to Meta or Facebook, but Facebook wouldn't listen. And Facebook would just, and the complaints of these parents would just fell on deaf ears until the kids would commit suicide. Maybe that is something that you really have to think about it, sir. That's what we call cyberbullying and online harassment. Again, I would commend TikTok. Is TikTok here? TikTok, good job. Thank you, TikTok. I love TikTok. Even though I only have 5.1 million followers on TikTok versus 22 million. Doon na ako sa 5 million. Madali mag-take down eh. Madaling kausap ng TikTok eh. TikTok, good job. Thank you. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Sir Aguda. Opo. Ano pong follow-up ko lang po? Ano pong nangyari sa usapan nyo ni Atty. Gio Tingson? Ano pong nangyari sa usapan nyo nung pinresent nyo po yung mga gusto nyo mangyari? Yung mga binanggit nyo po kanina na
Alam niyo,
Nag-usap na po kayo, di ba
Yes,
po?
Mr. Chair.
Tatanggapin po ba na nila o hindi?
nag-usap na rin po kami, pero in fairness to our friends, Attorney Gio at saka si
Sir Bernie. Opo.
dadalhin pa nila sa HQ nila yan. Naabot pa, Mr. Chair, hanggang taas yan.
Hanggang doon,
Mr. Chair, ano yan? May revenue impact kasi yan. Mahirap nilang umuo sa isang bagay na tatamaan yung negosyo nila.
Gano'n. Nako. DOJ, Sir Mendoza, paano ba yan? Sino ba ang susundin natin? Yung gusto natin o yung gusto nila? Ano po ba, saan tayo tatakbo? Sa ating batas?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Actually, sir, yung Office of Cybercrime under the Department of Justice, sir, is also have a constant communication with Meta, sir, regarding these problems that we are incurring, sir. In some instances, sir, in OSI cases, the Meta, they are, mabilis po sila. Mabilis po sila mag-take down. But in some cases, sir, medyo mabagal po, sir.
Sino bang DOJ? Sige, salamat po, Sir Mendoza. Sir, kasi mahirap namin tanggapin yung parang tayo yung nakikiusap. Ano ba ang kailangan namin gawin para hindi naman tayo parang tayo ang nakikiusap? Sila ang kumikita, tayo ang nadidisgrasya. Kasi parang yung ating kultura yan eh. My brother Bernie, it's a culture of the Filipinos. We love talking. You know, chismoso ang Pilipino. You know, gossips and everything. So this is being used against us. And another one, we are very political. This country is very political. And again, that is being used. And one of our culture also is gambling. This is all from the colonization of our country because, you know, we are like, you know, we are from the same, we are colonized by a lot of Western culture and gambling, gossips, and all of this. So this is being used against us. So I'm asking our government agencies that we have to do something about it because it's destroying our country. We have troll armies in this country. You know, troll armies, they are being employed by PR firms, and then these PR firms are being paid by politicians, and they're doing all these things. So I hope you understand, my brother, this is not against Meta, this is not against Facebook. We are fighting among ourselves, and we are asking for help. So if ever we make laws that will maybe ban some kids of using Facebook or putting regulations, and I hope you understand, but we have to do something about it because we have kids committing suicide. We have kids destroying their eyes using the cell phones too much. We have kids not moving anymore. They're just sitting down there and doing. It's too much. Too much, my brother. I hope you understand. This is never against you. This is among ourselves. So, mga kapatid ko, tapusin na natin itong usapin ng fake news. Total, tayo ay sinusuportahan na rin ng ating presidente. Nagsalita na rin si Idol. Alam naman natin na maraming sumusunod sa ating mahal na Senador Raffy Tulfo. At alam naman natin na ano man ang kulay namin sa politika, maging maka-Marcos ka man, maging maka-Duterte ka man, maging maka-Dilaw ka man, maging maka-Pink ka man, sapul kami lahat dito. So sana, pagtulungan na lang natin to na makagawa po tayo ng mga batas na kung kailangan natin mag-ban, kung kailangan natin mag-regulate, gawin na po natin. Kasi kung aasahan po natin yung Meta, natutulungan tayo kagyat, hindi po. Sinabi na po nila na dadaan tayo sa proseso. Medyo mahirap yung proseso na yun. Kailangan na po tayong kumilos. Sir?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I have a question for Mr. Bernie Mustafa. Right now, I was informed that you're using IFCN, an independent fact checker, as the company who would do fact checking for Meta. Am I right?
It's a certification company that certifies our fact checkers, sir.
Okay. And how long have you been using IFCN?
I don't know the exact year, but we've been using FCN to ensure that our third-party fact checkers are verified. That helps to ensure independence, to make sure that, well, there's some concern about bias, as Senator Padilla
Okay, so I'm just curious, what kind of company, aside from being a fact checker, do you know the profile of this company, the history of this company, what kind of business they've been involved in prior to being a fact checker, prior to being hired by Meta to do the fact checking for them?
So for the
Would you
fact
know?
checkers themselves, they are media companies, sir.
So this is a media company?
That particular is not a media.
What does IFCN stands for? This is an acronym, IFCN.
Yeah.
So what does the acronym stands for?
It's the International Fact Checking Network.
And where are they based?
I will have to get back to you on the particular information, but they are a network of fact checkers, and they're certified fact checkers.
They're certified fact checkers.
Certified fact checkers to make sure that they have the capability to fact check information, also make sure that they have the processes in place to be independent in a sense.
But how would you know that these people working,
Independent.
yeah, working in IFCN
Yeah.
are qualified to do fact checking? They're experienced people who are qualified to do fact checking independently, like what the acronym stands for.
Yes. Again, so that they don't do the act of fact checking themselves. They are a coalition of fact checking in the sense of a network, but they do the certification of fact checkers. So they have criteria that allows for fact checkers of certain countries that are used by Meta that have the capability, the independency, and also the ethics to do the fact checking in a way that is non-biased.
You know what, sir? Maybe you have to get rid of this company because they're very slow and very inefficient. Because and very political, yeah. Because what my people's been informing me, and they just told me earlier that the problem really is not with Meta, or not with your people based here in the Philippines, Meta. It is the IFCN who are doing. These people in IFCN, they are the ones doing your fact checking, but they're very slow. Even Meta, I'm not going to mention the names of people in Meta that told us, my people, I'm sorry, mom, sir, it is not our fault. It is the fault of IFCN because they're so slow. As a matter of fact, if I have to be asked, this is from Meta, if I have to be asked, or if we have to be asked, we want to get rid of the company. So maybe you have to study this company. Do they really deserve being the fact checker of Meta?
Certainly, we take note of your concern and
Because they're very slow, sir.
thank you.
Yeah, like in my case, it's been like more than a week, and Meta hasn't done anything. It's still waiting for the result that would come back from the report. Yeah, from the IFCN.
Just to clarify, FCN certifies the fact checkers that are here in the Philippines, of which there are 3, AFP, including Rappler and Vera files.
Also, this is a network of members.
Yes, it's a network of
Are they
members.
being paid to do the fact checking for you?
I'm not sure I can answer that, but they do verify or certify the companies, the media companies that do fact checking, either there in Philippines or Indonesia and other parts.
Okay, I'll tell you what, sir. Like I said, the Philippines is one of the most Facebook users in the world. I think it's not number 1 and number 2. Correct me if I'm wrong. There are so many fake news that comes out almost every day, or maybe I'll say every minute of the day, by the hundreds. So how can IFCN people keep up to the numbers, to the volumes of fake news that appears on Facebook? What kind of tools do you use?
Yeah, so they would rely on the fact checkers that are in the Philippines, sir.
Fact checking. So there's how many fact checkers do you have
We
here in the
have
Philippines?
3 fact checking.
3 only?
Media companies, not individuals. That is
Why not use AI as fact checkers? They'll be faster and more reliable.
We use AI to detect violations of community standards, but not necessarily misinformation, because they need to be verified by human persons, essentially.
Just like you said, if there's 3 media companies, I don't know these media companies and I don't want to know. How many people do they have each media company? Okay.
Right.
And I'm talking about hundreds of fake news that comes out every day.
Yeah.
So how can they keep up to these numbers of fake news that comes out on Facebook?
Certainly that is a challenge, sir. But in addition to the fact checkers, we are also trying to identify the actors behind this in the sense of coordinated inauthentic behavior. A lot of times misinformation is tied to actors that are operating fake accounts.
I'll tell you what, sir.
Yeah.
Shortcut. I'll tell you what. Why don't we do this? This is my recommendation to you. If a person is being attacked by a post, fake news post, and that person posted on his account that post that post that is that is attacking him on Facebook is fake, and he never said that, you should take his word for it. What you do is, then you go to the person who posted the fake news and ask him for evidence within 24 hours or less. If he or she cannot show proof that what he or she posted is fake news, then you should take it down immediately. Is that fair enough?
We certainly take that into consideration, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Meron ka pa dito.
Wala na siguro.
Zoom ko na ito eh.
Ano, sa OMB na lang.
Apo, lipat na ako.
Di ba, gusto mo
Lipat na ako sa ibang...
sige. Adjourn mo na, sige. Wait, before anything. Facebook, I don't have anything personal against you, but I'm being emotional because I'm really sick and tired of being sick and tired of all these fake news being proliferated against me, and not only myself, but my family. My family is being affected. My wife, my children, they're all being affected with all this fake news that comes out on social media, on Facebook especially. Really. There's a post that I'm with this girl dancing, kissing this girl with this woman, etc. And those are all fake news. And we've been telling Meta, I didn't do this. It's not me. I didn't do this. I don't know that girl. And yet Meta said, no. Let it be. And a lot of people believe. And so it really affects my family, my relationship with my wife, with my children. You follow me, sir? What if it happens to Mr. Zuckerberg? What would he do? What if it happens to you? What would you do, sir? Just answer me. What would you do?
Well, I suppose it would follow the same process as well. But again, these are established to ensure fairness and equitability, and we do take these issues very seriously. So if we understand that there's a particular misinformation or particular content that is, for example, causing harm, real life harm, for example, that we would immediately take action on. Misinformation, type of information that, for example, affects, let's say, elections, in terms of misleading voters, for example, we take immediate actions on those. So there are particular cases where we do take immediate actions.
Okay, last, Mr. Chair. Okay, sir, I'll repeat it again. I already said this earlier. Now, this is just a suggestion. Maybe you can adopt this suggestion. If a person communicated to your accounts to you and tells you that that post against me is fake news, number one, and then what would you do? Then communicate with that person who posted the fake news and ask him or her to produce evidence that would legitimize his or her post against the person who's complaining. And if that person cannot produce evidence that would appear that his post is truthful or true, then take it down. How's that, sir? Put the burden of proof on the person who's posting fake news versus on the person being attacked, who's a victim of the fake news, sir.
Yeah, certainly recommendations that we can follow up with, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. That's all. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Tayo po ay kami pong dalawa ni Senator Idol Raffy Tulfo ay nagpapasalamat po sa inyong pakikinig dito po sa pagdinig natin patungkol po sa Senate Bill numbers 191, 1441, 1490 at 1670. Ito po yung patungkol sa fake news. Kaya kung wala pong tumututol, i-adjourn na po namin itong pagdinig po dito sa usapin na ito para makalipat na po tayo sa isang usapin. Baka meron po kayong gustong idagdag kahit sino po sa inyo.
Sige po.
Salamat po, sir. Meron po kayo? Meron po, sir? Sige po.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Sir, we have some comments in relation to Senate Bill number 191 and 1441 and 1490. I will just submit to the committee secretariat, sir, our comments.
Position niyo po. Okay po. Maraming salamat po. At iimbitahin din po namin kayo sa TWG para mas mahaba po yung usapan doon. At ito naman po kasi ay lidak na rin. Ito po ay kasama na po natin ang Pangulo ng Pilipinas patungkol po dito, kaya inaasahan po nating pagtulong-tulungan po nating lahat. Opo. Kaya opisyal ko na pong ina-adjourn ang pagdinig dito sa SBN 191, 1441, 1490 at 1670. Maraming salamat po. Lipat na po tayo sa susunod. Pag-usapan naman po natin ngayon ang pagdinig po natin sa SBN 40, 185, 595, 601 and 1735. Ito po yung Children's Safety in Social Media Act. Ito po ay napakahalaga. Dahil narinig nyo po kanina, nabanggit na po ni Senator Idol Raffy Tulfo yung mga patungkol po sa mga bata na nasa cyberbullying, at yung iba, meron na po siyang nabanggit na 7 bata na nagpakamatay, pero mas marami pa po doon. At hindi lang po yan. Marami na pong mga bansa na sa kanilang palagay ay hindi na po nakakatulong ang social media sa mga batang ito. Nandiyan po ang bansang Australia, France, Italy, Malaysia, ang mga Scandinavian nation. Ito po, mga mahal kong kababayan, ito mga bansa na ito, mayayaman na bansa ito, mga progresibo. Ang iba dyan, leaning left pa. Ibig sabihin, alam nyo naman, pag sinabing leaning left, rights. Mahilig sila sa rights. Child rights, human rights. Sabihin nyo ng anong rights. Pero sila mismo, sa mga bansang yan, naniniwala sila na dapat magkaroon ng disiplina, kailangan magkaroon ng batas, kailangan magkaroon ng tinatawag nating regulation sa paggamit ng mga bata ng social media. Kaya ito po ang dapat natin pag-usapan, at hihingin ko po ang bawat isa sa inyo, sa bawat isang ahensya, sana magkaroon na lang po ng bawat ahensya ng isang tagapagsalita, dahil masyado pa tatagal. Kung lahat po ay magsasalita, bawat isang ahensya magbigay na lang po ng isang pahayag, at kung kayo po ay pumapayag o hindi. Kapag ka hindi po, oo, meron lang po kayong ilang minuto para magpaliwanag. At ito pong bagay na ito, ang hinihingi ko po sa inyo, isipin po natin yung mga bata. Ang future ng mga bata, kinabukasan ng mga batang Pilipino. Ang idudulog ko po sa inyo kung ano yung nawawala sa mga bata kapag masyado na sila sa social media. Unang-una na yung kabataan nila. Dahil siguro naman, iba dito, hindi ko mang kaedad. Naranasan nyo yung panahon ng 90s, 80s. Na tayo'y mga naglalaro pa sa kalsada, tayo'y masaya pa, alam pa natin kung ano ang camping, alam pa natin kung ano yung pakikipagkaibigan, alam pa natin kung ano ang kalsada. Ang mga bata po ngayon, sad to say, kung kayo magagalit sa akin, ako, maraming batang magagalit siguro, pero pasensya na kayo. You are weak. Hindi kayo katulad nung panahon namin na hindi kami iyakin. Natuto kami sa kalsada. Natuto kami na wag umupo, umiyak. Nung panahon namin, hindi uso yung salitang depression. Hindi ko nga alam yun kung ano yung depression. Ngayon, batang maliit, sasabihin, I'm depressed. Magulo. Kaya sana po, pag-usapan po natin ito. Umpisahan ko po, siguro, hingin natin ang opinion muna ng Meta. Brother, who will be talking? You or... Okay. I was telling them that we have a problem with our youth, with our young ones, because they are so addicted to social media. And I gave example of the countries who are now regulating the use of social media, like Australia, France, Italy. So we are inclined to copy. We, the senators, we have a lot of bills. We want to regulate it or ban it. We put a certain age. Mine is 16 years old. Senator Panfilo Lacson, I think, is 18 years old. So we are really pushing for this. So I'm giving you the floor, sir, to say your comment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. From perspective, we are aware that there are concerns with regards to youth safety. It's been our priority as well. For Met in particular, we have been in discussion with parents, with governments, with stakeholders. We understand that there's a need to address these concerns. And a lot of the issues that we're seeing after we talk to our stakeholders really boils down to some of the issues with regards to content or contact, or how many times the children are using our platforms. So we do try to address these. We launched what we recently called teen accounts, and I can go a little bit into details on teen accounts. But overall, what we're trying to say is that this is a process of improvements. I'm here as well in the Philippines to listen to stakeholders here, to communities. I attended the Safer Internet Day just yesterday to also listen to their concern and bring it back to my office to understand what we can do about some of the concerns that I'm hearing, especially also from this particular hearing in the Senate. So we do understand the concerns. We do feel, or we do think that the need for a ban is not there, given that the children have a right to access digital platforms. However, we want to make sure that they are protected. So balancing the rights for digital participation and safety becomes a priority for us to make sure that children, especially children above 13, have the right to participate and be a voice on platforms and participate as well in all the benefits that our platforms provide, but of course with the right protection measures in place. And so our efforts have been to ensure that those protections are in place. I understand this is obviously still a work that needs to continuously improve. We have policies, but there's a gap between policies and enforcement, and that gap we try to closer and closer and make it closer so that we make sure that children are protected on our platform. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Muntik ako napa-English uli pare ko, gusto ko lamang pong i-acknowledge yung amin pong Senator Einstein, Sherwin Gatchalian. Senator, may gusto ko kayong...
Salamat Mr. Chairman at talagang napapanahon na itong mga topic ko natin lalo na sa fake news at sa actually dudugtong ko na rin to Mr. Chairman sa artificial intelligence. May ipa-file po akong batas dahil nakita ko ngayon yung artificial intelligence. Kahit ako hindi ko na alam kung ano yung totoo, ano hindi no? So ang importante ngayon, hindi naman natin pagbabawalan yung paggamit ng artificial intelligence lalo na sa mga pictures, kundi dapat may accountability lang. Alam natin kung sino yung gumawa nun. Pag in-upload yun, dapat alam natin, mahahanap natin kung saan siya, sino yung creator, may accountability, no? Dahil ngayon, pagdating ng 2028 election, pag walang accountability, napakadaling gumawa ng mga fake artificial intelligence na makakasira po sa mga kandidato, no? Kaya later on ifa-file ko rin 'yun at pupunta ho dito sa committee ho ninyo. Dinugtong ko lang ho to sa fake news kasi ngayon yung fake news ang kakambal niya ho fake artificial intelligence pictures, no? Kaya kailangan magkadugtong ho to. So maraming salamat po Mr. Chairman.
Natinig na po namin ng aming Einstein. Kapag yan po ang nagsalita, makinig po tayo. Commissioner Ella Blanca B. Lopez, ano po ang inyong posisyon doon sa aming mga Senate bill patungkol po sa Children's Safety in Social Media Act?
Magandang tanghali po sa ating lahat, Mr. Chair. Magandang tanghali, Senator Win. NTC po fully supports these initiatives, and as a parent po myself, gusto ko rin po magkaroon ng limit as to use ng social media as to minors. Although we recognize din po the challenges sa implementation ng maging batas na ito, kaya nga po siguro nandito tayo through collaboration by the government, the private sector, the social media platforms, and isama ko na rin po yung mga parents po, involve po din natin dito para po maging makabuluhan po ang pagpasa ng batas na ito. Maraming salamat, sir.
Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Ella Blanca B. Lopez. Ngayon naman po, si Brother Yusek Renato Aboy Paraiso ng Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center. Sir?
Magandang umaga ho. Ay, tanghali na pala. Magandang tanghali ho. Ay, sinusuporta ko yung position po ng NTC. Pero kami sa CICC, ang nagiging problema ho talaga natin, our problem would be implementation. You mentioned po, our dear Chair, mentioned several countries that adopted these measures, but still they fail with the implementation. So maybe we learn from their challenges. And I'll put that of the Chair as the Executive Director of the CICC. The most efficient way or the best weapon that I have when combating scams, misinformation, disinformation is an informed citizenry. Now, if we take away the children from the platforms where they usually listen to, that might pose a problem po, Mr. Chair, about how we reach our children when it comes to combating the same evils that we're trying to fight today. So it's a balancing of interests, and I do not envy the Chair and this committee when it comes to drafting these laws, but we would always bow to the wisdom of the Senate, Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat po. Si Sir Joseph Mendoza, Office of Cybercrime, DOJ. Sir.
Again, sir, good morning or good afternoon, sir. Sir, the Office of Cybercrime, sir, fully support the Senate on this endeavor. As what we done, sir, in the former bill, we also submit again, sir, we will submit our comments in relation to the letter of the law, sir. So that para patingnan natin, sir, para naka-align sa Constitution at sa mga existing na batas na, sir. So again, sir, we will submit again our position paper for this purpose, sir.
Salamat po, sir. Attorney Erwin Caliba, Commission on Human Rights, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Pwede basahin ho yung statement po ng Commission. The Commission extends its heartfelt appreciation to the Senate for its proactive leadership in addressing the critical issue of the harmful effects of social media platforms on minors. Senate Bill numbers 40, 185, 595, 601, and 1735, which seek to protect young users from harmful content, cyberbullying, addictive algorithms, mark a vital step toward creating a safer digital environment for children. These measures reflect the Senate's strong commitment to safeguarding youth well-being in an era where social media profoundly influences mental health, development, and safety. The Commission fully supports these bills and the swift passage of a law that has robust protections for minors, taking into consideration the best interests, evolving capacity, and the right to information of children. We will be submitting our position on the proposed measure, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat.
Salamat po, Sir Attorney. Mula naman po sa Google Philippines, si Hazik Nur Hisham, Manager, Government Affairs and Public Policy, at si Putri Alam, Director, Government Affairs and Public Policy. Sir, who will be the one talking? Okay, sir.
Magandang hapon, good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Honorable members of the Committee on Public Information and Mass Media and my fellow resources person and esteemed representative from the government. Allow me to give a few comments on the bills. I'm Hazik, Government Affairs Representative for Google, covering the Philippines. We would like to share our statement on Child Safety and Social Media Act and share how we see our role on Google and YouTube in ensuring the same for minors in the Philippines and other parts of the world. On online child safety, we share your goal of protecting young people online, and we take our responsibility to promote positive and safe online experiences seriously. We want to provide kids and teenagers with the space and tools to learn and grow while keeping them safe, protect their privacy and well-being at the forefront of everything that we do at Google and YouTube. Our approach to children and families is actually built on 3 pillars. Number 1 is to protect. So we protect kids and teens with age-appropriate products and designs and policies that align with the kids and teenagers' development stages. Number 2 is to treat them with respect. We treat families and parents with respect and their unique relationships with technology by offering them a number of settings and parental tools to manage their experience. And the last one is, of course, we want to empower. Because youth is very strong in Philippines. We want to empower young people through resources and programs that help them to navigate opportunities as well as the risks in the digital world. So, while we know that internet is an incredible tool for learning, for playing, for connecting, but it also could pose risks for young people, as you said. Our guiding principle is that youth should be protected in the digital world, not from the digital world. And with this, we believe that well-crafted legislation and regulation can be an effective tool and build on the industry efforts that we are having to keep children and teens safe online. While, it's well-intentioned in terms of the ban, our point of view is that outright bans could also have some unintended consequences on the very people that we all are trying to seek to protect. Number 1 is, the thing that we need to think about is they potentially cut teenagers or our youth from vital learning tools and mental health support, while also preventing them from developing the digital literacy skills that they need to survive later as adults. So forcing a ban also requires us to think about age verification, right? Think about how to verify age, including every adult in this room, to hand over certain sensitive documents just to access the web or just to access YouTube, which creates, privacy risks and also security risks for all citizens here. What we advocate, sir, is age-appropriate design over outright bans, where platforms are required by legislation and law to provide safety features and protection that match the person's and the children and teenagers' development stages. So what we do is that we work with YouTube creators to promote online safety and awareness. In the past, we have also teamed up with YouTubers and artists, Ben, to promote messages of internet safety at YouTube. What we're doing is to expand on media literacy programs our program Youthing, specifically for children and teenagers, designed to help these individuals spot and fight misinformation. And what's important in Philippines is also where it's available. It's now available in Ilocano language on top of Filipino, English, and Cebuano, so we can reach more communities across the country. Lastly, Google Philippines is committed to building responsibly and share your goal of creating a safe environment for Filipinos. We are happy here to discuss with everyone, the Honorable Chairperson, and share more information about YouTube and Google today with the rest of the committee. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I thought you're gonna speak in Tagalog. Okay, Attorney Ives Gonzalez. TikTok, pare.
Mr. Chair, magandang hapon po. Senator Padilla, Senator Gatchalian. I'm Attorney Ives Gonzalez, representing TikTok's public policy team in the Philippines. And on behalf of the cross-functional team working behind the scenes on the Philippines, we thank Senator Raffy Tulfo for his kind words earlier. We welcome today's opportunity to discuss the Children's Safety in Social Media Act category of bills. We recognize the valid concerns raised in the bills regarding the digital well-being of our youth. TikTok, for millions of Filipinos, is a launchpad for discovery and learning. To ensure that discovery always goes hand in hand with security, we have engineered what we believe are some of the industry's most robust safeguards. TikTok's approach is built on active intervention. We don't wait for harm to happen. We prevent it through several means, including search interventions, where TikTok proactively blocks searches for dangerous challenges; privacy defaults, where TikTok has over 50 preset safety features specifically for teens. For example, accounts for younger users are private by default, have a 60-minute daily screen time limit, and teen accounts under 16 can't send or receive direct messages on our app. We believe that a multi-layered approach is essential to protecting teens and upholding safety by design principles. That is why we empower parents through TikTok's family pairing tool, which allows parents to customize their teens' experiences in a few steps, providing parental flexibility rather than just rigid control. TikTok also recently added a time and well-being feature, a dedicated space within the app designed to help users, especially teens, decompress and build mindful digital habits. In addition to these safety tools, TikTok has also launched features to help users personalize their For You feed, such as Manage Topics, which allows you to tailor your For You feed to see more or less of a certain kind of content as your interests evolve over time. We also have smart keyword filtering, which lets you automatically filter out content containing specific words or phrases, helping reduce exposure to content that may be triggering, irrelevant, or inappropriate. These efforts ensure that the Filipino teens see is appropriate for their age and maturity level, aligning with the moral safeguards envisioned in the Senate bills. Finally, we continue to actively engage our stakeholders on youth safety and digital literacy. Last year, we launched TikTok Galing with the Department of Education, designed to help integrate digital literacy and cyber safety into DepEd's existing media and information literacy curriculum. This complements our flagship digital literacy campaign, #ThinkTwice, which encourages users to pause, verify, and reflect before sharing information online. Our goal is to help families navigate this rapidly changing world together. We are guided by academic consensus. Strictly restrictive approaches can often be counterproductive. Instead, we focus on empowerment. We want digital experiences to offer joy and enrichment, but we know that joy cannot exist without safety. At TikTok, safety is our #1 priority. We look forward to collaborating with the committee to ensure that the Philippine online environment remains a space where our children can exercise the right to participate in political, social, economic discussions in a meaningful and child-appropriate manner. Maraming salamat po.
Okay, salamat. So that is a no. No. Attorney, at least tato dati. No.
We look forward to working with the committee.
Okay, safe answer. Ayos. Dr. Christine Elaine Abari. Sir, ma'am?
On behalf of the DOH and NCMH for the National Center for Mental Health, we're here po to discuss our position also. But I let Dr. Pakshal to state our position.
Or Rodelyn Pakshal. Sir.
Pakshal, sir.
Sorry po.
Good morning, Senators. Good morning to the committee and fellow resource persons. we at the National Center for Mental Health, representing also the Department of Health in this conversation and committee hearing, we support strongly the bills that are on the table. We do highlight the adverse effects that social media use that is considered pathological can have on the children. No? However, we do note that going by the evidence base, we still need to do more research to solid up our convictions that this is actually true, and so that we can design interventions and policies moving forward. We do hope to balance, though, that there are positive contributions of social media, both in our, especially in the adolescents. This is now where they belong in a community, where they find friendships. We know this probably to our personal experience also with our kids and our young people in our families. At the same time, let me also highlight that the social media platforms are also being used for public health interventions like preventive and promotive messaging that we have. We at the NCMH, this is one of the things that one of the platforms that we use really to spread the message of mental health, and especially our hotlines. We advertise our hotlines here. We do push for age-appropriate regulation. The limits may be discussed by people who are by different sectors with different stakeholders. However, we do agree that the very young children should not be using social media. With this, we at the National Center for Mental Health, we have submitted our data to help the committee, but at the same time, the Department of Health will be submitting more robust document for the committee to help the committee. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po, Doc. Opo. Susunod po ay si naku, malabo na ang mata ko, boss. Attorney Santa Maria ng
Welfare of Children.
Council for the Welfare of Children. Sir?
Yes, Mr. Chair, isang makabatang araw po mula sa Council for the Welfare of Children. So the CWC as the focal government agency po for the children's rights and welfare in the Philippines, we fully support all legislative measures that ensure protection for our children both online and offline. So the proposed legislative bills, Mr. Chair, achieves this, especially as we discussed earlier in the hearing, marami po talagang dangers or harms na hinaharap ng ating mga bata, both offline and online, Mr. Chair. Thus, Mr. Chair, we fully support the bills. However, the CWC must express its strong reservation for proposals for a total or blanket prohibition that would apply to all children and all types of social media platforms. Such a proposal po kasi, Mr. Chair, might unduly limit the rights of the child to participation in social media and freedom of expression, which is recognized by the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, Mr. Chair. Given this, the recommendation of the CWC is to instead adopt a balanced approach. So for examples of balanced approaches, Mr. Chair, is to ensure that we have age-appropriate regulations or age verification processes in our social media platforms. Another possible approach that balances, Mr. Chair, protection and participation is to ensure that we allow perhaps older and more mature children to use social media platforms. So we could prohibit social media platform use for younger children but allow those who are above a certain age. Lastly, Mr. Chair, perhaps we can also adopt the framework used by Australia, which only applies the prohibition to certain types of social media platforms. So excluded po dito, Mr. Chair, for example, yung mga platforms for messaging, platforms for educational purposes or academic purposes, but for other platforms, perhaps the prohibition can apply. At the end of the day, Mr. Chair, while we recognize the need to protect our children online, this has to be balanced po with their rights to freedom of expression and participation. We will submit our position paper on this, Mr. Chair, once it is finalized. Thank you po.
Maraming salamat. Miss Angelica Reyes, Child Rights Network. Ma'am?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We commend this committee for holding this very important conversation. I have been listening po mula kanina pa sa unang agenda, and I really thank our legislator, Senator Padilla and Senator Tulfo a while ago for using this as an opportunity to really put pressure on our social media giants, pasintabi po to regulate content and enact measures that place safety and well-being over profit. That's very important po. And we also thank the committee for this opportunity to share our position. Your Honor, I hope you allow me a minute or two to share our position, especially as we observed the Safer Internet Day yesterday. So on behalf of the Philippine Legislators Committee on Population and Development and our Executive Director, Ms. Aurora Kilala, and the Child Rights Network, which we convene, we commend the Committee on Public Information and Mass Media for its efforts to protect Filipino children in social media. We also recognize the efforts of our esteemed senators, especially Senators Lacson, Villar, Erwin Tulfo, and Senator Amy Marcos and Senator Win Gatchalian Gatchalian for proposing measures to safeguard children from risks and harms online. We are in solidarity with the intention of Senate Bills 40, 185, 595, 601, and 1735 to protect children from the harmful effects of social media. Given no current law is currently regulating social media, the following provide the existing legal framework. We have the Cybercrime Prevention Act, we have the Data Privacy Act, the Safe Spaces Act, and of course the Online Sexual Abuse or Exploitation of Children and Anti-Child Sexual Abuse or Exploitation Materials Act. And although we raise concern, as mentioned a while ago, on the total ban, as we know that many families, especially poor children, poor marginalized children, depend on social media for communication, education, and leisure, and it really has some negative effects on their achievement and enjoyment of the children's rights if we put a total ban. We acknowledge and commend the efforts to close gaps in our current legal frameworks. And we also think that total ban may disincentivize, our social media giants to make their platforms safer, because of if we totally ban it. So we raise concern on that. And we also emphasize, as mentioned a while ago by Senator Gatchalian, the role of AI in amplifying online harms. AI has been used to create deepfakes, automated child sexual abuse materials, and it has made cybercrime faster, more scalable, and harder to detect, directly complementing the purpose of RA 11930, which explicitly criminalizes AI facilitated online sexual abuse and exploitation of children and child sexual abuse or exploitation materials, or what we call OSAIC and CSAIM materials. In line with this position, we recommend the following actions. We recommend strengthening the implementation of RA 11930. We learned yesterday that the good news that the amendment of RA 11930 is part of the President's priority. And we want to have it ensured that there's an adequate funding, staffing, and coordination for the National Coordination Center against OSAIC and CSAIM to effectively prevent and respond to online sexual abuse and exploitation of children. Of course, enhance our law enforcement capacity to promote interagency collaboration, to ensure swift investigation, robust content moderation, and accessible reporting mechanisms, and victim support, of course, to protect our children online. Institutionalize internet safety education. We encourage our esteemed legislators to build upon the proposed measures on digital citizenship literacy, such as in Senate Bill number 185, and seek to empower children and youth with the tools to navigate social media safely. Of course, expand public awareness and parental engagement, and strengthen our data monitoring and research. We're really hoping we can develop and maintain, but this may be on the amendment of RA 11930, a registry of offenders po. We really need a registry of offenders capturing verified cases of individuals convicted or under investigation for online sexual abuse and exploitation of children. Internet safety must be firmly embedded within the population and development agenda of our country, and we reiterate that PLCPD and the Child Rights Network fully support the committee's efforts to make social media safer for children. We would be honored po to participate in the subsequent proceedings and bring the voices of children to the table to ensure that our laws are responsive and inclusive. We will submit our official position paper to the committee as soon as possible. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Salamat po. Gusto ko lamang pong i-acknowledge ang matatawag po naming ina ng kalikasan, ang ina ng kultura ng ating inang bayang Pilipinas, ang tagapagtanggol ng mga katutubong Pilipino, Senator Loren Ligarda. Ma'am?
Salamat, Senator Robin Padilla. I'm here to support the inquiry initiated by the chair. Actually, sa taga-tagal to sa Senado, alam mo, never pa ako nag-chair ng public information and mass media, considering that among the 24 senators, I probably have the longest tenure or experience in journalism since 1978. Yes, anyway, I'm here to listen. Apologies for being late, but I'm here to support. I will ask my questions at a proper time. Yes, all agencies are here, private sector. And siguro diretsuhin ko na. The Epstein files, alam naman nyo lahat. May binunyag na binanggit na meron daw public relations firm noong 2010 sa Pilipinas para linisin ang imahe, either public image or digitally. But in 2010, hindi pa ganito kalaki ang social media. So I was going to ask a question and explain the premise before I ask. But since you gave me the chance, Mr. Chair, gusto kong tanungin. Siyempre, wala naman sa inyong aamin. Kilala ko yung PR firm. Alam ko yung ginawa. Kasi, ginagamit ng mga sindikato sa mundo, sindikato sa droga, sindikato sa pangangalakal ng bata, babae, maski lalaki, sindikato yung online sexual exploitation na kahapon ni sponsor ni Senator Risa Ontiveros. Pangangalakal is trafficking with 2 laws on trafficking. Droga, trafficking, pangangalakal, at iba't pa mga sindikato, hindi lamang sa Pilipinas. So, mahalaga na nandito lahat from all agencies of government and the private sector who can answer that question to the limits of your capability and knowledge now. Although I will still file the resolution today, and perhaps it will be referred to your committee, Mr. Chair, and perhaps the Committee on Women as well. So, inuna ko na yung tanong ko. Sorry to interrupt the discussions. You may answer that now or maybe continue with the discussion before I arrive and answer it later. But I want it answered in the hearing today. Among other questions that I will ask about the misuse and abuse of social media platforms, the so-called troll farms which you raised, and all of us to a certain extent have been victimized by fake news because as a journalist of 30 years before I became a public servant, I've always exercised accuracy and complete staff work in the research that I do. Because during our time, and that was quite long ago, nakalagay ang pangalan ng executive producer. Nakalagay dyan. Nakaharap ako sa television, hindi ako babasa kung hindi ako siguradong tama. Merong bawat segment na segment producer. Meron din researchers at may editors. At tinutugma ang imahe, photos, and video with well-researched news. Not just from one source, but many sources. Remember, walang Google, walang Wikipedia, walang AI, walang ChatGPT. Tatawag sa telepono, hahanapin mo yung address, mag-aantay ka sa opisina o sa bahay, va-validate mo, hindi laman ng 1, 2 at 3, dadaan sa desk, dadaan sa associate producer, sa researcher, hanggang ako ang executive producer. Hanggang 1998 ako'y tumakbong senador, I was executive producer of investigative documentaries. So, and never once was I sued for libel. Not once did anyone say that I invented the news to besmirch the reputation of someone. That is why it is so important that in this digital age, we use the platform for the greater good, to help people be more learned, to share information that would uplift lives, to generate jobs, and to spread the good that we can do for our people. Not to destroy reputations, not to kill personalities. I know that it has been an industry. It has become an industry. So how do we fight that? Are our laws sufficient? Do we need to amend the laws while balancing the freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom to express ourselves, which is enshrined in the Constitution, at the same time respecting the well-earned reputations and names and of people. So that's my opening statement.
Yes, ma'am.
And my question as well, Mr. Chair. Salamat po sa inyong pagbibigay ng panahon sa akin na isaad ang aking mga saloobin. And I would like to, my alma mater's president is here, President Gigil, President Jimenez. Yes, 1977 po ako nagsimula sa UP, 1981 na-graduate. I probably owe it a lot to my alma mater. It was only an institute then. Now it's a college, mass communications, which taught me the competence, the discipline, the skill to be a hard-nosed journalist, to search for truth and to expose it, regardless who, what, or where, and to stand by your truth. That is what I learned from our university, President Jimenez. And that was before the age of social media. Yes, thank you.
Maraming salamat po, aming tita ganda. Kita na naman po, maganda pa yung puso, maganda pa yung sinasabi. Bago po tayo tumuloy dito sa kaliwa ko, mas mainam po siguro kung sagutin na natin yung unang tanong ng ating mahal na senadora. Sino po ang pwedeng sumagot? Patungkol po doon sa tanong niya, patungkol kay Epstein ba?
Yes, check.
kay Jeff Epstein Files na sinasabi na PR firm ng mga Pilipino yung naglilinis ng kanilang mga dumi. Sino po ang pwede sumagot? Cybercrime? Renato Aboy Paraiso, sir?
At that time, Mr. Chair, I don't think any PR firm would use any cleanup using social media platforms because it was not prevalently used in 2010, Mr. Chair. I think it would necessitate that they would use the traditional media if there was ever an operation like that, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Sino po ba yung mga traditional media natin? Para
Radio, TV, newspapers po, Mr. Chair.
nung time na yun?
Yes, Madam
Yeah.
Chair.
Radio, TV, print. But then, from the research that I did, but as I said, this will be the subject of another resolution. There was also cleansing in pag ginugoogle. They would put other issues of philanthropy so that nasisync, nasa papailalim yung mga criminal offenses attached to the name. So, I still have to complete my research and will have that resolution. Of course, nobody would just go on open here and say, I know about this. But since we are live streamed, those who have information on the Epstein footprint in the Philippines, whether it's traditional media or mainstream would mean radio, TV, and print, whether national, regional, or local. At the time. But at the time, meron ng internet. So merong baali sa emails, may Wikipedia na ba yun? May Google na ba nun? Meron naman. Pero, Friendster pa nun. Oo. Ano ba yung Friendster?
Ano ba?
Sige.
Alam mo na.
Sige. Okay.
Bago Facebook? Bago daw mag-Facebook?
Wala pang Facebook ng 2010? Meron na. Meron na. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Mendoza.
Ma'am, good afternoon, ma'am. Actually, ma'am, on my personal opinion lang, ma'am, may mga personality na kasi kayo, ma'am, na ang tinatawag nila sarili nila, ma'am, na online reputation managers, ma'am. Ito yung mga, actually, individual to, ma'am, na sila yung, yan, nag-create sila ng mga issues para matabunan, ma'am, yung issue. Let's say, pag ni-search nila yung pangalan mo, hindi ikaw yung una makikita. Para pinapailalim nila yung pangalan mo. So ito yung mga actually ma'am, ito yung mga freelancer to, ang tawag nila sarili ma'am, online reputation management agent, ma'am.
Agent. Can you kindly give us, maybe not an open hearing, submit to the committee who or what companies or individuals do this? Do they create the crisis and then they cure it through reputational management? You're representing the Office of Cybercrime.
DOJ, ma'am. DOJ.
The DOJ. Iba pa yung NBI natin. Nandito rin sila. Yes. Wala sila. Could you kindly, I'm sure you have a dossier of all of those who are doing it. No, not in this hearing, but in your office or if you go back and meet with your staff.
Wala po kaming ganun mga data as of now.
How can you not have the data if it exists?
Sa yung opisina po kasi namin, ma'am, sa Office of Cybercrime, ma'am, kung wala pong nagre-report, ma'am, na mga itong kaso, ma'am, so hindi ko nagkakaroon po ng...
So wala pang nag-report po sa inyo?
Wala po, ma'am. Wala.
Pero sabi po nyo, maraming ganun.
May mga narinig ko, may personal, ma'am, kasi medyo matagal na rin po ako, ma'am, as investigator, ma'am, sa cybercrime. May mga tao pong ganito, online reputation managers, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
we hear about it, but dahil pong walang nag-report sa inyo, wala kayong mabibigay na pangalan ng tao, grupo, kumpanya na siyang gumagawa niya.
Wala po.
Puro kwento lang po.
Yes, ma'am. Wala po.
Marites lang.
Yes, ma'am.
Wala pong talagang validated na reports.
Yes, ma'am.
Siguro maganda po, balikan nyo yung mga narinig nyo ng kwento para yung Marites mag-e-evolve into actual investigation so that we know, is it valid? Maganda bang may ganyan reputational management? Baka that's part naman ng public relations. Malay natin, di ba? Valid and legal. Or is it part of the fake news network? Yes, I would suggest. Yes.
The Office of Cybercrime, ma'am, will communicate to your office, ma'am. For the
Through the
purpose,
chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Meron pa pong gustong magdagdag patungkol sa ni-raise ng ating mahal na senadora? O sige po, kung wala na po, aabangan po natin ang resolusyon ni ma'am at yung gagawin nilang investigasyon at atin din pong bibigyan ng panahon yan ng pagdinig. Ngayon po, pakinggan na po natin si Attorney Kasan Ali Limbona Jr. ng National Youth Commission. Ano po ang inyong posisyon? Kayo po ba ay for banning or for regulation o no?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, sir. I would like to thank the good chairperson and our senators for their well-principled legislative bills. The National Youth Commission and our Undersecretary Jeff Ortega is in full support of the proposed bills because we understand, as one of the agencies primarily concerned with our youth, that there are indeed very valid concerns and issues that pervade the social media space. There are instances of cyberbullying, misinformation, and all the other instances, as said by the other resource speaker. However, Honorable Chair, and to the other authors of the bills, we would like to caution from outright banning and too prohibitive of corrective actions, because it is also undeniable that in our contemporary times, the social media is not only a tool for passing time, but also has become an indubitable part of social connections, building social connections, and even youth participation. One of the mandates of the National Youth Commission is ensuring that the youth is developed as in an active manner in policy making and good governance. And as we have seen on the ground, the social media plays a big part in developing youth that are aware of current societal issues and are participative. With that being said, the National Youth Commission is very much willing to contribute whatever it can in the development and the furtherance, or in the development and the furtherance of the missions proposed to in the bills. So in sum, we support the bills, but we do, as National Youth Commission, cautions from creating too restrictive of corrective measures that would prevent and hinder the development of our youth. Thank you po.
Salamat po. Ngayon po ay Miss Mariel Soriano, American Chamber of Commerce, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good afternoon, Senator Padilla, Senator Gatchalian, and Senator Legarda. Thank you for having us in this hearing. The American Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, or the AmCham, and the Joint Foreign Chambers commend the Senate for advancing the proposed Children's Safety in Media Act. We fully share the objective of protecting children from online harm and promoting their safety and well-being in today's digital environment. From the private sector's perspective, we respectfully underscore the importance of a balanced and proportionate regulatory framework which effectively protects children while also preserving access to information, encouraging digital innovation, respecting data privacy, and ensuring practical and enforceable compliance standards. We believe that child online safety is best achieved through a whole-of-society approach, combining clear platform accountability, strong parental empowerment, digital literacy and education, and sustained public-private collaboration. Measures that are overly restrictive or technically impractical may unintentionally limit educational opportunities, hinder digital inclusion, and affect investor confidence in the Philippines' digital economy. Thus, the need to carefully craft the provisions of the proposed legislation. AmCham and the JFC stand ready to work with the committee and other stakeholders to help craft a policy framework that protects children, upholds fundamental rights, and support a safe, innovative, and competitive digital ecosystem for the Philippines. While we push for a stronger economy and attract foreign investments to the country, we also stand with the government in building a better and healthier environment because we are stronger together. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po, Mariel. Ang susunod po natin ay si Mr. Jericho Medel, Philippine Psychological Association, sir.
Magandang araw po, Mr. Chair. Ngayon po, ang Psychological Association of the Philippines ay lubos na sumusuporta po sa mga bills na ito para sa karapatan ng mga bata. Ngunit maganda po na mabalanse po natin ito at ma-recognize natin ang participation ng children and youth sa paggamit ng social media dahil ito ang pamamaraan nila para matuto at ma-express ang kanilang mga sarili. Nawa, sa mga probisyon ng batas na ito, ay ang family involvement ay ma-encourage para sa responsible media use at ma-empower ang different agencies to promote and develop age-appropriate digital literacy program and advocate for responsible and safe technology use. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat po. Ngayon naman po, ang binigyan po ng napakagandang parangal ng ating tita ganda, Senator Loren Legarda, ang kaibigan po ng aking kapatid, Attorney Angelo Jimenez, President ng University of the Philippines. Sir.
Honorable Chair Padilla, Senator Loren Legarda, Senator Will Gatchalian, mayong hapon sa inyo, sir. But before anything else, just as an aside, based on the comments of Senator Legarda, the new College of Mass Communications in the University of the Philippines is now called the College of Media and Communications po. Bago lang po, before you return this question. And as a matter of fact, Madam Senator, I brought the Dean with me today Dean Diosa Labiste in anticipation of fielding questions from her college's most illustrious alumni. Having said that,
Ma'am, pwede po kayong tumayo. Ayan, para makita po kayo. Ma'am. Okay.
Ma'am, si Dean Labiste.
Ayan, so.
Yeah. So I am here not only as the president of the University of the Philippines, but I feel more importantly as a citizen mindful that we are legislating for a generation whose childhood now unfolds in a digital environment that did not exist in ours, or perhaps for most of us here. It is a privilege to address this distinguished committee as we engage in this important deliberation, affirming our shared commitment to child protection, as well as the principle of free trade of ideas, so eloquently articulated by Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes in his notable dissent in Abrams versus United States. The Constitution, according to Holmes, is founded on the belief that the marketplace of ideas, where decisions are shaped by open dialogue and the exchange of diverse perspectives, is essential in shaping policies that uphold democratic values. The measure before this committee, namely Senate Bills number 40, 185, 595, 601, and 1735, reflect a serious and necessary response to a profound shift in social life. Social media platforms are no longer mere channels of communication. They are structured digital ecosystems shaped by algorithms, incentives, and design features that influence attention, behavior, identity formation, and emotional well-being. For children and adolescents, these influences are especially powerful. And I say this with my sector in education in mind. The Second Congressional Commission on EDCOM, or EDCOM 2, which is one of the work of Senator Gatchalian, who is here as well, and the Senate in general. The report reminds us that this country is already confronting a deep learning and development crisis, one marked by gaps in foundational skills, widening inequalities, and growing concerns about student well-being and mental health. We have a severe proficiency collapse across grade levels. By the end of elementary, for example, our grade 6 students' literacy, numeracy, and other skills downslide, with less than 20% considered proficient. By senior high or grade 12, only 4 out of 1,000 students meet expected skills and knowledge. This will only worsen if we do not intervene now, not only to strengthen our educational system, but to protect our children from digital addiction and online harms. EDCOM 2 also underscores that education today is inseparable from digital environment in which our learners live, study, and form their sense of self. In this context, the question before us is not whether the state should act, but how it should act. Wisely, proportionately, and in a manner consistent with both child development and constitutional freedoms. The state, under our Constitution, bears a special duty to protect the youth. At the same time, our constitutional order affirms for monitoring so that even members of the civic communities, private sector can participate. It's very clear that it does not belong to one agency alone, except, for example, to provide only technical expertise. Even the church can be involved.
Thank you. We were talking with Senator Gatchalian, and it's the same answer. There are actually various agencies that have cybercrime divisions. The DICT, of course, is not just for cybercrime, but it's all for communications technology, but it's very general. So it's hard to determine which agency is in charge. And if in mainstream broadcast, there used to be, I think there still is, KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcasters sa Pilipinas, why don't we adopt a similar policies we've had since time immemorial for mainstream media can be applied where applicable for the digital platform. It's just a different kind of format, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, just like what Senator Gatchalian told me, libel, ginawang cyber libel, yun ang ating ginawa. But libel is even peer punishing na pag nandyan eh. Dapat preventive. So like I said, dati, pag kami humaharap sa television, may accountability. Yung sinasabi ko, binabasa ko, sasabihin ko tungkol sa presidente ng UP, kunyari ganito, itong sinabi niya, yung SOT, sound on tape, o sound na i-edit ko kasama ng editor, na iba-voice over ko, sigurado akong sinabi ni President Jimenez na hindi siya aangal dahil sinabi niya. At meron akong transcript nung buong interview, maski ba 30 seconds lang sa 30 minutes ang gagamitin. At pag umangal yung subject, papapakita ko yung transcript, soft, na wala pang soft copy, hard copy, at merong tape. So, kung merong ganong patakaran sa mainstream media, ay maaari din sa digital. It's just changed format. It's just technology. But the same accountability. We were discussing it. What we need is accountability.
Yes.
So we're not regulating it by banning it. We are not censoring it. We're exacting accountability. Because along with the platform, you have the power. You have the power to do good. You have the power to destroy.
Yes.
And we should not allow them to wield the power to destroy. And so, with the permission of the chair, I think we can ask the State University, along with the UP College of Law and the UP College of Media and Communications, used to be called IMC, CMC, to draft or craft a measure, if not yet enacted, because I can't see any good law that would address this concern of all of us. How we can exact accountability. In short, hindi pwedeng may Facebook page lang dyan, o mas ganong platform, hindi lang Facebook, na hindi mo alam sinong sa likod niyan. Kailangan ko sinong may-ari, nakarehistro. Huwag magalit ha. Yung mga sa akin, baka mamaya, binabash na kami dito. Okay? So, dapat nakarehistro or alam kung sino at sino yung, okay, panahon namin may kolumnista o sino yung producer. Sinong sumulat, sino nag-research, at kumuha ba ng view sa taong pinag-uusapan at dinalidate ba yung facts. Diba?
Yes.
Kung hindi dinalidate at kung mali yung numero, yung percentage, yung whatever facts, anong sagot mo? Kami nun, sa next day, ko-correct namin. Yeah, meron kami yung disclaimer or kami erratum, cargen ang tawag ko nun, crawling cargen, this, we apologize, ito yun. Kailangan ganon, diba? Kasi tama yung earlier, before I arrived, I monitored what Senator Gatchalian said. Hindi na niya malaman anong papaniwalaan, di ba? Yes. And sometimes, fake news hugs the narrative. A person doing good because the bad, mas maraming bad sa mundo, nababayaran ang marami, so nadadrown yung good. And crusaders or people who want to do good are drowned in the darkness and brokenness of our world. We should save our children from this and save ourselves from this while we have time. So may I, therefore, it's a proposal for our state university to come up with a draft policy, legislation perhaps, to exact accountability from all those who use various platforms.
Yes.
I would like to seek the views of my colleagues if they agree and how to amend that motion while working with the agencies of government and the private sector as well. So dalawa po, yung proposed policy and or legislation. Second, like a KBP type, kapisan mga broadcasters sa Pilipinas, or sa print, it used to be National Press Club. Panap namin ganun.
Yes.
Tapos ito, sa social media.
Right now, we do have bodies of research that we are willing to share because our researchers and our professor have studied this issue, particularly the larger one of fake news. But and the University of the Philippines would be more than willing to assist the Senate in crafting with help crafting policy, even legislation on this matter that you raised on accountability. But with your indulgence, Senator, the problem has been identified already by our researchers. It has become so serious that the case of fake news in the Philippines is so serious that some people are already alluding to us as patient zero because of the confusion that even the most educated have experienced. And there are two things. Even the name of fake news has evolved into so many other categories or concepts. Sometimes it's called fake news, disinformation, misinformation, malinformation, false content, manipulated content, and it can graduate into other terms like red tagging, inordinate bias, half-truths, rumors, conspiracy theory, scams, and AI-generated fakes and deep fakes have joined the concert of concepts. The other one also is that the means of circulating them has also become very, very sophisticated and very, very varied, that all this combined tends to overload our senses. And this is the reason why we are taking this very seriously. Madam Senator, the KBP concept is, KBP is a private sector and it is supposed to be, its job is to self-police the media, and they have their own disciplinary measure. Much like in our case as lawyers, we are regulated by the Integrated Bar of the Philippines, or the medical profession is policed by their medical PMA, Philippine Medical Association. So, but what is really complex here is that this is beyond the media. We no longer call this mass media. The media that we're doing here right now is all pervasive, all present, and it's almost integrated into a basic right, which is the right on internet. Naging part na po ng buhay, wala na pong nabubuhay ngayon. And so, it is going to be very, very difficult to just assign one body in terms of accountability, because the beast itself is transforming as we speak. It is mutating into many forms, and this is and at the end of the day, we will all end up doing philosophical discussion on what is the truth, and that I wouldn't go today because we all have our truth with our confirmation bias, with our but I think yes, we will share first a rapid review of perhaps researches or scholarly works done on this topic already, and we will try to summarize that, and with further discussions with the Senate as you require. The National University is prepared to put in or pitch in on this very, very important concern.
Okay, maraming salamat po. Asahan po namin kayo sa TWG po,
Yes, sir.
ng patungkol po
We will send
sa
representatives,
maraming salamat
sir.
po, Mr. President. Ngayon naman po, pakinggan po natin si Attorney Annalyn Sagiling ng National Privacy Commission.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and to the good senators. The Commission recognizes the urgent need to protect children in digital environments that increasingly shape their learning, socialization, and personal development. Social media platforms, while offering opportunities for expression, participation, and connection, also expose children to harmful content, behavioral manipulation, and privacy intrusions that may cause lasting harm. The Commission views the proposed measure as a timely opportunity to adopt a balanced, child-sensitive, privacy-preserving, and rights-respecting approach to online safety, one that advances the best interest of the child while maintaining safeguards for personal data. We note that the bill does not focus solely on restricting minors' access and use of social media services, but places primary responsibility and accountability on social media platforms to implement age-appropriate safeguards, verification mechanisms, and content and safety controls. In adopting means to determine or verify the age of social media users, this would entail massive personal data collection if not regulated. Therefore, in choosing the appropriate method, the platforms must adopt a proportionate and risk-based approach such that the user or the data subject must not be exposed to greater risks or in a manner that supports the best interest of the child. We strongly advocate data minimization and privacy-enhancing technologies so that only data that is necessary and proportionate will be collected, and intrusive methods such as biometrics and ID verification should be treated as measures of last resort and should be allowed only upon a clear showing of strict necessity, demonstrable effectiveness, and the implementation of security, retention limits, and accountability controls. As to the age of the minor to be banned from using or accessing social media services, we support the age provided in the bills, subject to parental guidance and strengthened platform accountability. The NPC supports a framework that recognizes the evolving capacities of the child, allowing age-appropriate, supervised, and privacy-respecting access and use of social media services rather than a total or absolute ban, so as not to limit them from educational and social benefits. The Commission expresses its support for the passage of the proposed bill and commits to interagency coordination to provide advisory and guidance in ensuring compliance with the Data Privacy Act in a manner that promotes the best interest of the child.
Mr. Chair, we are currently in the process of finalizing our position paper and we will submit promptly to the Honorable Committee.
Maraming salamat po. Opo. Bilang panghuli, ang atin pong Department of Education, ang magkakapagsasalita po ay si Dr. Dexter Galban. Doc?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. We'd like to first thank the good Senator Padilla, Senator Legarda, and Senator Gatchalian for the invitation for DepEd to share our position on the matter. The DepEd supports the need for age-appropriate and learner-supportive regulation of social media. And this is based on having child protection, child safety, and enhancement of critical thinking among our learners being priorities of the agencies. And right now, we have a general ban on non-educational use of devices during class time or instruction hours. But to build on that further, our Secretary, Sani Angara, with the guidance of the President following the recently concluded LEDAC meeting, has asked us to explore further and conduct extensive research regarding a possible screens policy or a social media limitation policy within our schools. And we also have other policies that are ongoing finalization focused on, with reference to Senator Gatchalian's statement earlier, our foundational guidelines on AI integration in basic education, as well as our policy on ensuring a safe and motivating learning environment. And these will help complement existing policies of the agency to address social media regulation and proper introduction of key concepts with regard to social media awareness and AI use. So we want to understand how to best introduce the concepts at what particular age and for what particular duration. At the moment, our curriculum and teacher training...
Interrupt, because very interesting when you said that the DepEd's position is to ban the use at a certain age. Did I hear it correctly? Or to regulate the use? May I just know at what age or grade level were you referring to? And is this a policy of the DepEd now? Thank you.
There is no ban when it comes to social media yet, Madam Senator.
Only for educational purposes?
Yes.
So, anong grade po yan? And how do you regulate the use in the technology given to the children?
There is supposed to be no use of non-education devices when classes are going on. And this is a blanket policy that we apply across the board from K to 12, because it is, in our perspective, if it's not being used for instruction, if it's not being used for teaching, then it should not be used at all. That would include, of course, social media. But in light of the developments in technology, we're also exploring how to best integrate our artificial intelligence knowledge and social media awareness in key concepts in the preceding years, with particular focus on protecting our kindergarten to grade 3 learners, because this is the area where we invest significantly in foundational learning. So as much as possible, we want to protect that from interference from a lot of devices, as well as social media misinformation. And this is again the reason why our curriculum and teacher training modules are currently being retooled to enhance social media awareness and responsible AI use in partnership with large institutions such as MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, as well as ASEAN Foundation, so that we have an international benchmark.
Here po, walang ban, pero sabi nyo, regulated for educational purposes. Ayon ako dyan, K to 12. So, ibig sabihin, pag ang bata ay may cellphone, smartphone, iPad o computer, iniiwan ba sa labas ng kwarto at ang teacher lang ang may access sa computer? I just want to know how it's operationalized. Up to what grade? Thank you.
Across the board, Madam Senator, we are not supposed to see any learners using their devices for any purpose, unless it's an emergency, for example, when classes are ongoing. So if it is used, for example, during class hours, then this is grounds for confiscation and it can be returned after the classes have concluded.
Allowed to bring in their gadgets. Kanya-kanyang dala ng gadget. Kung meron silang laptop or smartphone or iPad, kung anumang gadgets allowed, pero bawal lang gamitin.
Yes, Madam Chair, if it is not intended for the use for the class, because sometimes right now, especially in last mile schools, we would have to use some of the tablets, the cell phones in alternative modalities.
Ibig sabihin, ang teacher ang nag-regulate.
Yes, Madam
Pero allowed yung bata magdala ng gadget sa loob, pero nakikita naman niya sa 40 o 50 o 60 people doon, children, kung sinong gumagamit. Pag may examine, hindi pwedeng sumisilip. At kung may load siya, nag-google siya o chat GPT. Hindi pwede yon.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Nakikita ng guro. So ang guro ang nag-regulate.
Yes, Madam Chair. And this is also the reason why we hope to enhance our teacher training on the matter, because of course there are new technologies emerging. And we're also exploring ways to better regulate, whether it is working with limitations on Wi-Fi access, among many other technology limiters, so that they will have limited access to these platforms if necessary within class hours, or at least within the confines of the school.
Could you kindly share with the committee, the memo of DepEd, bago lang yan o dati pa? Panahon pa ng ibang secretary or only under Secretary Angara for the, how do you say, teacher-focused teaching and the regulation of the use of technology during class hours? I'd like to see how it's done. That's important, huh? I agree with that. Because we're raising children who are too dependent on technology that their brains don't work. And I'll tell you, diretso na, even some of my staff, huwag naman masaktan yung staff ko, in the 20s and 30s, you ask them a question, they don't look at you in the eye and answer you, they look at their phones. Say, drop your phone. What is your name? No, I'm exaggerating, okay? I'm not saying all of my staff, some. It's not just my staff, but other people. Like, I want to communicate like a human being. What do you think of this? Anong tingin mo dito kung gawin ko ito? Or, simple question, sino nga ang representante ko sa State University ito? Tatawagan ko si... Hello, may utak ka! Diba? So, ganyan ang ating pinapalaki mga bata kung palaging nakatingin sa screen, hindi nagaganang utak. Eh, lumaki naman kami na hindi ganyan eh. Siguro may konting talino naman ako, hindi na ako lumaki sa computer. Hanggang ngayon nga, low-techy. Diba? Panahon mo na rin yun.
Huwag magpanggap.
Oo, huwag tayo magpanggap. Diba? Kaya, sang-ayon ako dyan. Anong taon pa tayo nagsimula niyan?
Madam Chair, the original policy was from 2003. It was enhanced and reissued in 2012 and again in 2022.
2003?
And now in 2024. And right now, since there are new developments with AI and new social media expansion, we are intending to release a new policy regarding it. And that's why the Secretary has asked us to do extensive research on the matter.
Okay, 2003. Panahon yon ay Friendster and MySpace.
Yes.
O, sige.
Yes.
O yun, panahon nung USEC. Sino ba yung USEC na sabi Friendster? Di ko alam yun. Sige, thank you. Please proceed.
Yes, Madam Chair, while the Department of Education cannot directly and fully regulate the use of social media among our learners outside of school, for example, we want to equip them with the skills to maneuver the space wherein it can be filled with misinformation. And we do hope to work closely with the committee and provide our position paper and substantial research studies to support the endeavor and work closely with you in ensuring that the policies that the agency will release are aligned with the goals of the Philippine government. That would be all, Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
Okay, maraming salamat po. Umpisahan na po natin ang mga tanong ng ating mga kasama patungkol po sa mga... kasi ako, isa lang ang tanong ko. Dito sa usapin na ito, walang gray area dito. Marami ako narinig na patungkol sa balanse, ganito, dapat balanse. Ang akin pong opinion, isa lang. May problema. Kung ano yung problema, dapat harapin natin yung problema. Kapag ang problema ay haharapin natin tapos marami tayong mga tinatawag na hindi pwedeng gawin to, hindi natin masusolve ang problema. Alam nyo, ako po'y batang kalsada. Lumaki ako sa kalsada. Nakulong pa ako. Kilala ko na ang ating mga tao dito sa bansa natin. Maging mayaman, mahirap, kriminal, hindi kriminal, kilala ko na po, nakasama ko na po. Dito po sa usapin ng paglaban natin dito sa addiction. Addiction na po ito eh. Hindi nga lang po drugs, pero addiction po ito ngayon ng ating mga bata. Ito po yung dapat natin harapin sa ngayon, yung addiction. Paano natin to gagawin? Hindi po ito kasi usapin ng, para po sa akin, no? Nung ako po ay nakulong, ang laki po kasi ng problema namin sa drugs doon. Nung ako po ay sa bilibid, bago namin inisip kung paano namin gagawin, paano natin lalabanan yung droga, bago namin inisip yon, iniligay muna namin sa isip ng bureau na meron tayong problema, anong gagawin natin. Hindi muna nila tinanong kung paano nyo gagawin. Hindi, may problema tayo. Ito yung problema natin. Kailangan ang bureau mismo sabihin na may problema sa drugs. Pagka may problema tayo sa drugs, anong gagawin natin? Saka natin pag-usapan kung anong gagawin natin. Sa ngayon, kailangan natin ng batas. Mga mahal kong kasama sa gobyerno, sa private sector, sa education sector, kailangan po natin ng batas para labanan ang drug addiction at digital addiction ng mga bata. Kasi po, drugs po ang tingin ko dyan. Pag yung bata, hindi mo na maalis dun, ano nang tawag mo dyan? Another form of drugs na po yan. Hindi na gumagalaw ang bata po. Meron po ba nakita sa social media din na panoorin po ninyo, mga bata nagwawasak na, nagbabato na, sinasagot na yung mga magulang. Pag pinagsabihan na huwag maglaro nito, magwawala. Meron pong mga psychological effect na nakikita tayo. Nagiging violent ang mga bata. Sana po, magkaisa tayo na may problema. Yun lang po, may problema. Okay. Kung ano yung problema, harapin po natin. Meron naman pong tinatawag na technical working group. Doon po tayo mag-usap kung paano natin siya i-implement. Kasi sa ngayon po, kung poproblemahin natin ito, paano natin i-implement yan? Hindi po tayo hahakbang. Sabi nga po ng lolo ko bago tayo matutong tumakbo, matutong muna tayong lumakad. So sana po, sa tulong po ninyo, maipasa muna natin itong batas na ito, harapin muna natin na meron talagang addiction sa bata at meron danger. At saka po natin pag-usapan kung paano natin i-implement. Sa ngayon po, ang hinihingi ko po sa inyo, 100% din yung tulong sa amin at naniniwala po tayong may problema. Wala po sanang ang problema sa Pilipinas, laging ganun, gusto balanse. Oo, tama naman maging balanse, pero may pagkakataon medyo ilapag natin yung paa natin at sabihin natin, ito na yun. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat, brother. Senator Win Gatchalian.
Chairman, maraming salamat po. At ako po sumasangayon ho sa inyo na may problema talaga. Hindi natin pwedeng ipagkaila na meron ho tayong problema. At itong problema na ito, hindi lang ho problema ng ating bansa, kundi problema rin ng buong mundo. Kaya ho maraming bansa ho ngayon ang nag-uumpisa na i-ban ang social media sa mga minor. 16, 18, edad, pwedeng pag-usapan yan base sa mga scientific studies. Pero isa sa mga bansang completely na nag-ban sa 16 years old and below is Australia. At ang Australia, alam naman ho natin yan, ito ay isang mayaman, isang advanced na bansa na hindi naman gagawa ho yan ng mga ganitong bagay kung hindi nila napag-aralan ng masusi. At marami na rin pong mga bansa sa Europa ang pinag-uusapan itong ban sa mga 16-year-olds. Ang France, Spain, Denmark, Norway, lahat ito mga seryosong pinag-uusapan ho nila yung pagbaban ng social media sa mga bata. In fact, kahapon ho, kasama ko yung ibang mga senador sa LEDAC, yung Legislative Executive Development Council, at napag-usapan ho namin to. Ako po ay isa sa mga senador na sumasang-ayon po na i-ban ang social media sa mga minor de edad, 16 and below. Pabor po ako doon. Alam ko may mga ibang senador tayo na paborin ho doon, pero sila na ho siguro magsabi. But ako,
Manifest my concurrence with you.
Baka ma'am, gusto nyo lagay.
I manifest my concurrence with you. That's why I joined this hearing, and I'm grateful to you for authoring it and the chair for hearing it. If I may complete, tama ka, Australia 16 years, no? Yung in-author mo, like Australia. France 15. Let's check if this is correct. Perhaps the ICT. Spain 16, Norway 15, Italy 14, South Korea. It's not age-based. I don't know how they do it. And Denmark is 15. This is just given by the staff. Again, relying lang siguro on ChatGPT. But may we ask the agencies of government to give us a more comprehensive. But okay, that's your time. That's your space. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Lauren. At yung epekto po ng social media sa bata ay nakikita ho natin, hindi na ho, ito observation lang. Pareho yung nakikita namin ng ating chairman na ang bata ngayon nakadikit na lang sa cellphone. In fact, ito nga pinag-aawayan namin parati sa pamilya namin dahil pag kumakain, nakadikit ho sa cellphone. Pangalawa, ang bata hindi na nagbabasa. Nakadikit na rin po sa cellphone. Pangatlo, ang bata hindi na nakikipagkaibigan sa kapwa bata dahil nakadikit na sa cellphone. Pang-apat, ang bata hindi na naglalaro sa labas. Dahil nasa loob ng bahay, naglalaro na sa cellphone. Kaya dagdag sa mga pag-aaral na nababasa ho natin, by mere observation, makikita na natin na masamang epekto ito sa ating mga minor de edad, sa mga bata. At nakikita ko rin na itong masamang epekto, may epekto rin ho ito sa ating sa edukasyon ng mga bata. Ito si Asek Dexter, kasama ho namin nung inaprobahan ho namin yung Mental Health for Basic Education Law na magpapatibay ng mental health sa ating mga basic education facilities. Ang punto ho natin dito ay wag na ho nating antayin lumala pa ho to at umabot sa punto na ang ating mga constituents, mga kababayan ho natin, ang sila po mismo ang tutulak po sa atin na gumawa ng isang batas para i-regulate po yung paggamit ng social media sa mga minor de edad, sa mga bata. Dahil umaabot na tayo sa ganung punto. Ang Pilipinas po, ang Pilipinas po, alam ni Asek Dex ito, ang bullying capital of the world.
At ang bullying, dahil itong bullying capital of the world na ito, hindi lang po sa physical bullying, kundi sa cyberbullying. No? Sa social media, doon ho sila nag-aaway-away, ni-insultuhin isa't isa.
At hindi lang bata, Mr. Chair. Pati matatanda, binubuli rin tayo na hindi natin kilala. At binubuli ng walang katotohanan ng fake news. Diba? You said it earlier, we can't distinguish which is correct or wrong. So yes, no, I agree with you. Yeah.
Kaya Mr. Chairman, ito yung isang bagay na dapat seryosohin ho nating itulak at gumawa na po tayo talaga ng regulasyon na protektahan po yung ating kabataan. Ngayon ang request po namin, lalo na sa Council for the Welfare of Children, dahil inaasahan ko po ang CWC na kayo manguna para protektahan ng ating mga kabataan. At wag ho tayo maging malamya sa pagproprotekta ng kabataan. Ako, basta kabataan, all out dapat. Hindi pwede yung masyadong malamya ang pagprotekta ho natin dahil ang kabataan ho natin, ito ang pag-asa natin eh. Kung malambot ho yung ating pagprotekta sa kanila, saan tayo pupulutin? No? Kaya hingi po ako sa mga ahensya ng kanilang mga studies. No, meron ho kami mga studies, pero gusto ko makita rin sa mga ahensya. Hindi na ho natin isa-isahin ngayon dahil mahahaba ho. No? Hingi ho kami ng studies tungkol sa negatibong epekto ng social media sa mga bata at ano po yung dapat natin gawin bilang isang bansa. Iyan ang pinakamahalaga. Pero babalansehin din natin, Mr. Chairman. Tingnan din natin yung benepisyo. Baka may benepisyo. No? Balansehin rin natin. So hingi rin ho kami ng mga pag-aaral, mga studies, ano naman ang benepisyo. No? Pero sa ngayon, sa aking nakikita, ako, observation ko sa aking mga pamangkin, saka sa mga kalaro ng pamangkin, mga pamangkin ko, hindi na ho sila nagbibilad ng araw, Mr. Chairman. Wala na. Wala na hong ayaw na magbilad ng araw. Lahat ho nasa cellphone. At yun ang nakikita kong may epekto sa mga bata at epekto sa pag-aaral at edukasyon ng mga bata. No? Alam ni Asek Galban yan, malaki ang problema natin sa literacy. No, sabi ng World Bank sa learning poverty, ang learning poverty natin nasa 90%. 9 out of 10 children sa bansa ho natin hindi nakakabasa o hindi naintindihan isang simpleng kwento. No? At yan rin po ay may epekto rin yan dahil dapat ho nagbabasa sila at nakikipaghalubilo pero hindi ho nangyayari yan. No? So yun ang mga request ko ho sa ating mga ahensya na mag-submit sa atin evidence, research para matulungan niyo po ang komite na gumawa po ng mga regulasyon na magproprotekta po sa ating mga kabataan. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman.
Maraming salamat po, Senator Wing Gatchalian. Yan po ang aming Einstein. Yan na po, napakaganda po ng kanyang minungkahi. Alam niyo po, kahit po sa first world countries ngayon, sila po ay meron din silang call na back to basics. Yung mga bata nila tinuturuan na po nila uli na bumalik sa lupa. Ibig sabihin ay magtanim, kung paano mag-communicate ng walang internet. Sana ganun din po tayo. Kung ano yung ginagawa ng mga bansa na masasabi po natin progresibo, na sinasabi nating mayaman ng mga bansa, na sinusunod natin, dapat sundin natin yung best practices din nila. Kung sila ay nauna na sa digital age, at ngayon ay bumabalik sila sa basics, dapat ganun din po tayo. May knowledge din ng mga anak natin, mga pamangkin natin sa basics. Alam nyo, ang tao na kulang ang kanyang sense ng emosyon. Kasi sa social media, wala nang emosyon kasi hindi mo naman nakakausap ng personal yung tao. Nagiging manhid na yung mga bata natin kasi wala na silang wala nang personal na makikipag-ugnayan sa tao, nasanay na lang sa digital. Mahirap po yung pagiging masyadong manhid.
May I?
Opo, ma'am.
Actually, marami akong tanong.
Sige, ma'am.
Okay. On constitutional free speech and age limits, let me just set the premise. The Constitution guarantees freedom of speech and expression without prescribing an age qualification. While the state has a special duty to protect the youth, it must also respect our fundamental freedoms. We understand that freedom of speech is not absolute, however. But is this measure a reasonable circumstance wherein we impose the exception? And given that social media platforms function as modern digital ecosystems for communication, discourse, and access to information, I therefore propound my questions. First, how do the proposed bills reconcile age-based prohibition with the constitutional protection of free speech? Does restricting access to these digital ecosystems amount to a form of deprivation of expressive participation? And what constitutional standard of review supports this limitation? And is the measure narrowly tailored to achieve a compelling state interest? So, binabalanse natin yung constitutional provision ng free speech, pero nung ginawa yung ating konstitusyon, wala bang wala pang digital platform, wala pang social media. Kaya nakikita natin dapat may accountability. So, sino ang makakasagot sa mga tanong na ito? The balance between the constitutional mandated duty, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of expression, at the same time, putting constraints in the utilization of social media, which was not yet available at the time the Constitution was written. Who would dare answer? And there's nothing wrong. There's no wrong. It's your opinion. Please enlighten us. Maybe our UP president. Or
Attorney.
alam mo ko, I always go back to my alma mater. Yes.
I was looking at the other lawyers in the room. Baka nagsasawa lang naman. Very fundamental naman po doon sa Constitution naman talaga. Hindi naman po talaga. You're right, Senator Ligarda. The freedom of expression is not absolute, even for mature people. And there are certain exceptions, like it's libelous, for example. And then questions of national security, or even if there is clear and present danger of a substantive evil, that many of these fundamental rights can be are regulated. Now, it just happens also that we have a very strong constitutional principle of protecting children. As a matter of fact, many of our laws are ang consideration when it comes to children is the primary interest of the child. Ngayon, even in penal considerations, hindi mat nakukulong mga bata, they just go to a DSW facility or shelter, and then hindi po sila sino-join sa mga common criminals. So there's so many examples in our laws that can justify po reasonable restraint based on maturity. Ang question lang talaga natin dito is how do we allocate the different levels, and this I think the challenge na kasi yung age lang talaga kaagad is it's a concept kasi we just use age as a proxy of maturity and yet maturity is a far more complex, and even as early we have children we have 12-year-old who are already providers for their families in many of the poor areas. I mean, so iba-iba po ang development ng mga kabataan. It's also a moving target. Also, there's so many other benefits po like as was mentioned earlier, in really poor areas, it's their only means of communicating with the rest of the world. And the rest of the world can be just as far as the next barangay because they're so isolated. There's deep ravine. So, just to the short answer po is yes, there are the freedom of expression can apply po. This restriction on freedom of expression, in this case access to internet, can be successfully regulated without constitutional infirmity po. Basta very clear ang state objective, tapos ang standards used dito. Now, consistent with the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, there are three fundamental principles to be considered. Number one is a substantive one. Na ang substantive rights of the child, including digital rights, recognize yung anak ng digital kasi nothing we can do, even aircons have microchips already. The first is the substantive one, which is every law, ang standard niya po is primary dapat yung considerations for the right of the child. The second one is principle of interpretation po. Ito po importante. If there is any confusion on any legal issuance, including laws, it concerns the child, the one that favors the child must be upheld. Okay. And the third is procedural po. Sa procedural po, any process in trying to assess the risk to the children, any process na mag-assess ka, may risk assessment to the child, it must itself be child-friendly. Ibig sabihin, make sure na na-balance ang mga opinions, walang confirmation bias. I mean, they get opinions from everywhere at hindi lang siya favoring one person or eliminating any element which can be in any society kasi we want to favor our particular interpretation of what is child safe in risk assessment on child welfare. So tatlo po yan, the substantive aspect, the procedural aspect, and then the legal interpretation aspect.
Thank you. I reiterate my request for the UP College of Mass Comm with the Office of the President.
Yes, ma'am.
With no additional funds coming from the Senate. Oo, ano na lang yan, tulong na nyo sa amin to craft that. Malaking parang dinagdag. Pero
Salamat po sa budget.
Thank you.
Si Senator Ligarda, for your information, is also a regent, so nakakautos talaga sa amin yan.
Patriotic duty niyo po.
Mr. Chair, may I also take this opportunity that I brought with me the chair of the psychology department of the University of the Philippines in Diliman. They're here, the two professors.
Importante yan, yung psychological impact ng overuse ng social media sa kabataan, pati na rin sa matatanda. Oo.
Yes.
I was just asking,
Comsec,
ilang
Comsec,
oras ba ang
upo.
gamit? Oo, ilang oras ba ang maximum na gamit para hindi ma-affect? Maybe we can hear?
Hindi ko alam ma'am kung ilang oras. Ako'y
I-add natin sa bills natin yung digital detox. Dapat may digital detox day. O maximum hours. No, ayoko nagbukang police state tayo, pero recommendations.
yes. We hear you, ma'am.
Habang inaantay yung ating UP psychology representative, nais ko lamang pong banggitin sa ating lahat na ang atin pong kalayaan ay inukit sa French Revolution. Okay, yan po ay kahit po yan ay saliksikin ninyo. Ang atin pong mga bayani, inukit nila ang kalayaan natin sa French Revolution. So, ang gusto ko pong sabihin lang dito, kung yung mismong French ngayon na nagkumpisa ng revolution ay kasama natin dito, sila mismo meron silang banning ng kabataan sa paggamit ng social media. Siguro, wag na natin pahabain yung usapan kung yung father ng revolution na ginamit at kinopyahan ng ating mga forefathers, yung tinatawag nating mga nag-iukit ng kalayaan natin. Siguro, sapat na yon para malaman natin na wala tayong sinasagasaan dito na kahit ano. Dahil kung yung mismo, katulad ng binanggit ko kanina, yung mga Scandinavian nation, Denmark, Norway, mga leaning left to, sila mismo, meron ganitong klaseng mga batas. Ibig sabihin ay clear and present danger po ito ngayon sa atin. Nandyan na po ba yung ating tiga-psychology department?
Mr. Chair, may I introduce Professor Kapulong from the UP Department of Psychology, College of Social Science and Philosophy. Hindi naman po.
Doktora Kapulong, kayo po ay hiniling ng aming tita ganda, ang aming pong pundasyon sa Senado, Senadora Loren Ligarda, na kayo po ay makapagbigay ng inyong mungkahi patungkol po dito.
Magandang hapon po muli sa lahat. Sabi ko hindi po ako mambabatas kundi developmental psychologist. So doon po manggagaling yung lente ko, no? At bilang also magulang din, no? And kasi po talaga personal din yung naging journey ko kasi magulang ako. And then I had my dissertation on ang tanong ko, paano na nga ba uunlad ng bata sa panahon ng digital age, no? So my dissertation was actually about the digital media, the impact of digital media on child development, specifically cognitive and social emotional, no? So pagkatapos po noon, mayroon pa rin po ako mga pag-aaral na talagang kaunti lang po mga pag-aaral na ginagawa sa Philippine context, no, in terms of particularly digital media and child development. So sentro po talaga dito yung ambago, yung papel ng magulang, no? And I've conducted many seminars, webinars on parenting in the digital age. Ang lagi kong nakukuha na sentimiento ng mga magulang, we mean well. Kaya lang overwhelmed po kami kasi ito ay bago din sa amin. So, tulungan niyo po kami para mas konkreto naming matulungan, ma-regulate yung mga anak namin, no? So that's why yung sentro po doon, yung sana magkaroon ng programa kung paano magkaroon talaga ng parent education, no? Para talagang yung ma-practice natin sinasabi nga na parent or even general digital citizenship. Ang ganda po kasi ng konsepto ng digital citizenship kasi it covers everything. Ano ba pag sinabing digital citizenship? Safe use, responsible, and ethical, no? Na paggamit ng lahat ng plataforma sa digital, no? So, masalimuot talaga, no? But I think, ang isa po nating tanggapin na, digital media is here to stay. So, anong gagawin natin? Sana ma-maximize natin yung advantages and minimize the perils, no? Or the disadvantages. So, kaya po naniniwala nga ako na very multidisciplinary talaga, no? From, siguro, yun nga sa batas, kailangan munang maunawa natin kung paano natin sisimulan yung sa mga magulang, no? And I think if we're looking at the platforms or the companies, I think sana magkaroon ng provisions or additional provision to make it a point na maging safety by design. Kasi para hindi nakaatang yung responsibility and accountability na sa magulang, kundi mismo doon sa companies, no? So I heard in TikTok they mentioned some provisions that they made. So yung mga ganun siguro malaki pong ambag yun, no? Para
aagapan ng magulang na parang kung hindi ko pa alam kasi hindi naman ako masyadong tech savvy, at least yung mga plataforma meron na, no? So like, just very concrete example, may mga malawak naman po yung social media, like, may mga apps, no, na Roblox or whatever, no? So may chatable, no? So minsan, pag chatable, yung bata, ang alam na ng bata kung ako 8 years old, kausap ko 8 years old, so ano ba yung ganyan? So, ang isang safety feature na even my son said, Mama, ang ganda. Kasi pag nagtanong ka ng what is your name or how old are you, nag-a-asterisk. So that's part of the safety by design na you cannot ask personal questions. So, yun po yung mga konkretong example, no? Na sana magaling dun sa platform, companies, yung mga ganyan. So, yun po yung nakikita ko in terms of siguro sa batas o yung sa ambag, no, nung what you call sa companies. But on being a developmental psychologist, let's continue to empower parents. Kung ano pong pwedeng programa na maibigay sa kanila para alam na po nila yung gagawin nila.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May Dr. Annalyn, I think that's your name po. Yes, you're the chair of the psychology department.
Ay, hindi po, but I'm a faculty na.
Faculty
yes,
of
yes.
the UP School of Psychology.
Department of
Psychology. Sa AS pa rin, hindi na?
That building is there, but it's College of Social Sciences and Philosophy po.
Iba na ngayon, hindi na
But
AS.
it's sometimes, tayo lang po yung AS.
Ayon sa inyong pag-aaral, ilang oras po ng pagbabasa sa social media regardless of platform ang dapat maximum? At ano na yung epekto pag lumalagpas doon?
So actually, you cannot singularly right away lang just the duration. No? Kasi when sabi nila, if you try to understand, no, the effect of digital media on the child, we need to consider 3 C's. No? The child, no, the children themselves, the C is the content, and then another C is the context. Yung po sinasabi ng tungkol sa mga magulang, yun yung context. No? Kung paano gagabay yung mga magulang, no, lalo na sa mga menor de edad. Yung pong C, content, yun na yung mga pinag-usapan natin. No? But yung kasi kahit nasa Amerika, no, ang sinasabi, pag 18 months and below, sana walang screen time. Kasi, paano ba natututo mga babies? They really learn best through social interaction, hands-on exploration. So, yun po ang, pero, yun nga, kailangan gabayan yung mga magulang na hindi ko pala alam na gano'n, no? So, tapos po, pag mga between 2 and 6, sinasabi na 2 hours, no? Na pero sabi na 2 hours, ang ikli lang nun kung tutuusin mo sa iba. Pero sabi nila, you go beyond the screen time. At least pagka school age na. Hindi lang screen time yung titingnan mo, kundi yung content. Yung content ba ay passive? Nanonood lang siya na nag-unpack ng laruan. That's very passive, no? Compare kung natuto yung batang mag-coding, gumagawa ng game, gumagawa ng music, that's very productive and creative. So, yung po yung sinasabi sa content, no? Na hindi lang tayo sa screen time. Pag minsan, kasi yung po mga na-interview ko magulang din sa mga pag-aaral ko, sabi, they mean well, gusto ko po sandali lang. Pero ang realidad po, pag ako kailangan magtrabaho, kailangan ko pong ibigay yung gadget para makatrabaho ako. So, ang sinasabi, pagka gano'n na hindi mo matutukan yung screen time, doon ka sa content. Make sure na di kalidad yung ginagawa at kinukonsumo ng bata, no, sa digital device po.
18 months, that's only 1.5 years. And then from 2 to 6, 2 hours. After 6, ano po?
Yun na, you go beyond really the content.
Dapat ayon sa content. Pag
Sa content.
educational naman.
Educational.
Pag let's say, manunood ng konsyerto. O manunood ng documentary,
Yes,
National Geographic. Nade-date ako, no? Yung mga...
Yes, that's true.
Kung National Geographic documentary, o ganun. Kung concerts ni whatever, or maski na 5-8 hours.
But ang punto po, yun nga, there's also a limit. No? I think the limit na it's not really a formula. Basta ang punto, sana po mapatupad na there's a balance, no, between on-screen activities and off-screen activities. Kaya pa doon sa pag-aaral po, may tinatawag na teorya ng parental mediation. No? Ito yung mga paraan at strategiya na ginagawa ng magulang para ma-regulate nila. Ang isa po laging positive, like in the statistically, no, yung tinatawag nilang diversionary mediation. Ibig sabihin, divert them away from the screen. Medyo talagang you have to be involved. You bring them outside. Kahit tumakbo sa park, punta ng mall, anything na away from the screen was significant.
Malaman. Kung ihambing mo ang dalawang bata, isa na nakatutok sa social media, in any kind of whether phone or iPad, at yung batang